You good over there?
Yeah, just getting caught up.
I gotcha. I feel you.
Rachel only has to do like 27 things when she comes in the studio.
All good, all
I
good.
know.
Dave and I come in, we sit down, plug in our headphones. All right, let's go.
I started, we're streaming to the KMOX socials today, too, so it just took an extra second to make sure I was doing all of that right. Stream is up. I just hit the microphone with my lip. I hate when that happens.
It can hurt.
Yeah, well, it's also just gross.
Yeah.
Germs.
Yeah, and I just put chapstick on, so it's like absorbent,
Well, the next person that does that can get a little chapstick then.
I guess.
It's really upsetting.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm trying to decide what part of that bothered me.
Well, I mean, the things are so close to your mouth. At some point, you are going to bump it here and there.
Yeah, I
that
really
you said
don't
that.
often, but when it did, it's like, ugh.
You're like, ugh.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we really don't give a lot of time
Well, yeah, don't think about it.
to the fact that we're just like,
Breathing in
Yeah.
In the exact space of, I mean, like you and Chris Ranji are like basically breathing.
out, go
You're
ahead and
basically
say it.
kissing.
CPR right now.
You're kissing. That's what you do.
fine. Cut out the middleman.
Well, you're using the middleman. It's the microphone.
Hey, I don't understand this story about the firefighter who pooped in a box. Does anyone here understand it?
Well, what's not to understand? I mean, he was
Well,
in the food service area of the airport.
Are there details and minutiae?
There's a
to it?
video
Perfect.
of what appears to be him holding a box up to his butt and pooping in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
How big a
What's
box
been
we
funny?
talking?
Not a terribly large box.
Okay.
Well, it was in the food service area.
It looks like
of
it's a sun-kissed tuna box. I could be wrong, but I think that's what the box says on the side here.
That's even
interesting.
grosser.
Um,
Wait, food service area of what?
yeah, you wanted to make it smell better, am I right? Ugh, too yucky. Food service area of the airport. The area that he was pooping in was run by the company that runs all of the like food service kiosks in the airport, which makes it a little more interesting, I think, to the story.
Yeah.
Now, to clarify, it has nothing to do with that company. They have nothing to do with it.
Right.
They are as much victims here as anybody else in this weird happening. So it's not like they were like, "Hey, you want to do us a favor?" Like they have nothing to do with it. It just happened to be where he did it.
Okay.
And that's about all we know. There's like not a lot. There's
What is
not
his
a
story? Do we know?
We don't know his story.
They haven't identified the firefighter because he has not yet been criminally charged.
Okay.
Yeah,
But we
so
do know who. I mean, like authorities know who the firefighter are.
I mean, we've seen his picture. Yeah.
He has been with the department since 1995.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Which is incredible. Like this isn't
Yeah.
some like fly-by-night guy that they hired him and then they're like, well, he turned out to be a little weird.
Right.
Like he's been doing this for 31 years.
You think so?
But well, no. I mean, like he's been with the department. I don't know if he's been doing this for 31 years, but he's been with the department for 31 years.
Well, I'm talking about doing that for 31 years because if he's been doing this since 1995, he's like my age-ish. You don't just one day in your late 50s start pooping in boxes.
Yeah. As for a motive, we don't have one. We
And you
have
put it in the fridge, is what I understand.
that part I had not
Wait,
heard.
what?
Yeah, that's why I understood.
Okay.
'Cause that's where you put the box.
I'm not. I haven't seen that.
I haven't heard that either, but I believe it.
What?
Because you know why? Because it makes no sense, and no part of the story makes any sense.
No. I mean, you're in an airport that has how many bathrooms if you need them?
Yeah.
Like they're literally everywhere, and you're a firefighter, which means you can go anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something really bad. Geez. It was in Terminal 2.
Is that Southwest?
I don't know. Just
Oh, gotcha. El Duque.
it's. I don't know why that hit me as funny. Mm-hmm. It's not a funny thing though.
No.
That has to get you fired, right?
I don't believe he's with the department any longer.
I know he's on leave, I think, but he's been removed from duties. He's on administrative leave, according to the last story.
Yeah,
But like eventually, I know he's going to get his due process. That's fine. I got no issue with that. But that has to be you're fired, right?
I think that's poo process. We've all been there. We've all had to poop at a very inopportune time, and it's probably even worse for a firefighter.
Can be.
But just mess your pants.
Yeah.
Just mess your pants.
Yeah.
And then go where you need to go and unmess your pants.
But for all the things, the solution can't be poop where the food is.
Yeah, not your best.
Like, I
option.
mean, like if this was in like a maintenance closet and it was just cleaning crap and all that, sorry, then it's a little, to me, it's barely a story. It's bad, but it's not like, oh, they had to throw away all this food and you may have exposed human beings to things they shouldn't be exposed to.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's like it just hit him and he had to go, because when you think about it, why was he back there?
It's a fair point. Why was he back in the food? I mean,
Right.
what duties would a fireman have with the food?
And look, I'm just asking
At least
questions.
one, it seems.
I'm just asking questions. When I
Gotta
first
stop
heard,
saying duty.
Sorry, Rachel.
it's okay.
Sorry, that's my fault.
No, it's okay. You guys get to make your little points.
We're listening. We're
No,
listening.
you're not.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Make our childish little jokes.
I was listening.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I just mean when I first heard the story, I wanted to believe like, oh, maybe he just really had to go. Like
Right.
maybe
Yeah,
he
me too.
wasn't able to take a break. But then you think about it, it's like, well, and again, I'm not claiming to know the answer. It's just thinking about it a little deeper. What was the firefighter doing in the food service area by himself in a position where he couldn't have just left and gone to a bathroom?
I mean, I've talked a lot about suffering from the call of the void, but damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're famously never too far away from a bathroom in an airport. That's kind of like it's designed around that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I would imagine that there are plenty of non-public restrooms for people who work at the airport as well,
Yes.
in the non-public areas.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would think that as well. Boy, there's lots of interesting stories today. Have you guys read much about Tulsi Gabbard and the cult?
Ooh, yes.
No, I haven't seen anything about this.
This is pretty disturbing. I'm not going to lie.
Really disturbing.
Yeah. And it was Washington Post, right?
Yes.
This wasn't just like some
No, yeah.
rando online site.
Yeah.
So what cult are we talking about? I haven't heard anything about this.
They name it.
Yeah,
I
and there's
forgot
a-
what it's called.
so-
Hare Krishna?
No,
No.
The guy that is the quote leader of this group, the one she called her guru,
Yeah.
does I think practice a version of Hare Krishna. Like it's some way connected to that. I don't even know if I said that correctly. I don't know if Hare Krishna is a name of a person or a name of the thing, but whatever. But yeah, this apparently is very problematic in a lot of ways. Like, where does this group get their money? Why does this person have so much influence on a public person like her? And she called him her guru.
They evidently, this guy, Chris Butler, who's the guru, has so much sway and demands so much loyalty. I'm not making this part up. He cuts his toenails and they put it in their food. Yes.
Okay.
Director of DNI, who ironically was probably better than the current director of the DNI, because at least she had a security clearance. See what I did there?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna mark out Gabbard toenails.
That how does this type of relationship and this type of influence get past all of the hurdles she would have had to have cleared to become a candidate, to be nominated for anything, to go through any hearings, to go through any vetting at all?
The government has never been less impressive, ever. The guy who stole the $40 million in gold as a CIA agent, who just put on his resume he was a fighter pilot, even though he had never been a fighter pilot.
Yeah.
You know, this kind of thing getting through. Tony, we've just been gaslit. We've been lied to.
Yeah, the whole thing, like, you always hope there were like grown-ups in the room.
Yeah.
You know, just behind the scenes that keep everything. Apparently there are none. Apparently that was just all a fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this story was bizarre. And again, it's super deep, super well reported. And I've seen other people who cover intelligence, they cover the spy business, essentially. They cover this type of, and they're like, yeah, there's everybody. People around have known this stuff for a long time. Just for some reason, it never went mainstream.
And she was always weird. We've talked a lot about how weird she was and just how odd she was in that job. And her statements were odd and her values were odd. And now it's kind of coming into focus. She's eating toenails.
Yeah, is it a big deal when the Washington Post story has 25,000 documents on this topic that they reviewed before publishing the story? I mean, That's not a small amount of evidence to go through.
Yeah. Wichita says, yeah, but have you seen the 5 arrests related to the reflecting pool? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, do we have the sound they sent you?
We do. I'm getting it in right this second.
I mean, we didn't have it.
No, we have it. That's just we have to put it on the screen so that we can play it.
So, okay. The reflecting pool story to me, on face value, is like 50th in importance to any of us. And yet I am so intrigued by it because somehow Donald Trump has created his own perfect analogy to he as a person, to his administration, his job as a president, to take something that wasn't broken, to fix it for 1.7 million that's turned into 15 plus million, to a guy who looks like a rejected Spider-Man villain who is a convicted felon. So is president, both convicted of fraud. And then they do a bad job. They did a bad job. Bad jobs happen. You know, Trump brags about how he's in construction. Bad jobs happen. And they did a bad job. And then they made it worse by pouring paint thinner, 12,000 gallons of it, into the reflecting pool with fairly fresh paint.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all coming up, and it's breaking off in big chunks. And now Trump, in completely on-brand Trump, is saying that it's not that. The job was great. The chemicals were perfect. It's vandals. That someone got into the reflecting pool, which as I understand it is under 24/7 camera surveillance.
Yeah.
Cut a 350-foot slice down the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that, even if that were true, that's causing the edges to just release from the pool and float. And now people have been arrested for literally putting their hands in the water.
Mm-hmm.
I got to tell you, I can't believe that there is a single person out there who is smart and honest who believes this. You're missing one of them.
I mean, like you said, it's a public space. It's all around monuments and national. In and of itself, it is a national monument to a degree.
Sure.
It's always got cameras running. Where's the evidence of somebody doing these things?
He says we'll see them when they go to court
against
these people who he wants each to do 10 years.
Okay, so if you know who they are, why haven't they been arrested? If you have video evidence of people doing this and you know who they are, why haven't they been arrested?
Because he's lying.
Well,
didn't he say they have been arrested?
5 have.
Okay.
And
people got arrested though for the putting their hand in the water. They don't have. To my knowledge, nobody's been accused of being the one that started it all.
No. But people are being investigated.
Aren't they being accused of quote vandalism of some kind because they're pulling the paint?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he called out several National Guard troops to look for people who are doing this, which now means that more people have been arrested for messing with the reflecting pool than in the Epstein files, and more National Guard have been called out to arrest people who are messing with the reflecting pool than were called out on January 6th.
Okay.
Make that make sense.
Well, none of it makes any sense, right? Because if you have two basic storylines here, right? One of the storylines is you were told that painting the pool a darker color would raise the temperature, which would make a risk higher for algae because they like the higher temperature, the warmer temperature. And there's been algae problems in the reflecting pool in the past.
Forever.
Right. This is not a new phenomenon. And when this was presented as an idea, there were people at the time that said, hey, it's going to make it hotter in there. Probably going to make some of these algae problems, make these things be a problem. And then your solution to that problem is to pour a chemical in there that peels paint because you just painted it. That's one story, which is pretty sensible, straightforward, and trackable. And then there's another story that's just a fantasy.
Bat crap. Total bat crap, gaslighting, bull crap on behalf of the President of the United States.
I mean,
what a small man. What a tiny, infinitesimal man you are.
Well, he cannot admit that anything he decided could have gone wrong.
That's right.
And people were saying before they did it, hey, don't do that. Not a good idea. Here are the reasons why. It's not just cosmetic.
Kind of like Iran. Crazy. Just crazy. We're such a laughing stock. Tell you guys about Timberline Professional Tree Care. Ben Barnett is the owner there. He's a great guy. We had storms over the weekend. We're going to have storms coming up. It's been a really pretty temperate spring and early summer so far, but that's not going to last. But it's not just storm damage that Ben and Timberline take care of. He can diagnose any problem with any of your trees, bushes, shrubs. And especially for the people I used to live in Webster, and everyone had these 7,500-year-old trees, and they're 8 feet around, and they're 100 feet tall, and they're gorgeous. And if you have one or more of those, we can just take care of those trees. Like, okay, this is my tree now. We're going to be out here once a month, whatever it is needed to take care of it. We can treat any disease that we find. We can plant trees on your property. We can take trees down. We can trim them up. You don't have to have any kind of a license to be a tree service. Although Ben is one of the very few board-certified master arborists, 7 other certified arborists on our staff. Always going to be a certified arborist on every crew. STLTreeCare.com for Timberline.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Experience the fierce passion and forbidden love of Romeo and Juliet at Opera Theater of St. Louis. This summer, let the world's most famous love stories sweep you off your feet with epic romance, drama, and heartbreak. See Shakespeare's masterpiece brought to life on stage with a lush score that will stir your soul. Performances run from June 13th through 27th. Tickets start at just $25. Secure your seats today at experienceopera.org for a magical summer night.
Save big money on your next project when you shop at Menards. We have an excellent in-stock selection of appliances. We carry great brands at the best prices, ready to take home today. Whether you want new laundry appliances or need upgrades for your kitchen, you'll find appliances that'll make your life easier. View our selection of appliance options today on Menards.com. Plus, check out our weekly flyer and find plenty of great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
When pain starts to slow you down, BJC Healthcare and WashU Medicine orthopedic specialists are here to help. Nationally recognized leaders in orthopedics deliver care that's informed by research and personalized for you. From everyday aches to complex injuries and recovery, we're here to help you get back to doing what you love. Find an orthopedic specialist today. Visit bjc.org/orthopedics or call 314-362-9355.
Built on a century, focused on today. The voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS on KMOX. Rach, tell me about Serena Williams, what you think about it.
Okay, so Serena came back to play some doubles in a couple grass tournaments like earlier this month, and everybody's excited. Well, now she's taken a wild card to play singles in Wimbledon.
What's that mean, wild card?
It basically means like she's not
Former
seeded.
champion
Yeah. She gets to skip the line and
Right.
be in the tournament
Right.
without having to like prove herself, which you understand why.
Yeah.
Obviously, if Serena Williams wants that wild card, she's going to get that
It's like
wild
if Paul
card.
McCartney wants to play in a concert, you're like, oh,
Sure.
yeah, come on in.
Problem is she's 44 years old.
Mm-hmm.
She hasn't been playing for years. Pretty much every single like commentator I have seen speak on this is like she's not ready for singles. So it just kind of feels like a waste. Like she might get past the first round depending on who they put her against. She might get past the first round, but generally it just seems like a vanity thing for her. I am looking at it from a very jaded point of view, but I think she's doing it to just drum up publicity for this GLP-1 that she endorses because her husband owns the company. Like that's the reason to get back in the spotlight and kind of do all of this, because why would you want to come back at 44 when you are the greatest of all time and then not really do anything? But I just wondered how you guys felt about that. Like, just because you can doesn't mean you should. And like, do you feel that that's robbing a younger person with a better shot of their chance at
We can
Wimbledon?
do a Sweet 16 of sports stars who have come back
when they shouldn't have.
When they shouldn't have.
Yeah, a lot of them are boxers.
A lot of boxers.
It seems like it happens in team sports too. Like, I think Michael Jordan coming back to the Wizards kind of fits this. He was clearly past it. Now, he was still competitive. He wasn't like, but he wasn't what he was by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah. I've seen players, attempt comebacks. I caught a couple bullpens for Jim Palmer when he was trying to make a comeback when he is already in the Hall of Fame. He was already in the Baseball Hall of Fame, which means he was already out of baseball at least 5 years and tried to make a comeback, and he was doing that around when I was in college. So, I mean, I've seen it from other athletes, and I know that it's partly an ego thing. It's also just like I don't know what else to do with myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at some point, I think Rach makes a fair – I think this is a fair point, and it's something that I don't like about different other elements of sports, is anyone jumping a line because they're who they are. Mm-hmm. I didn't like that with Michael Jordan going to play minor league baseball. I thought that was crappy.
Yes.
Like, here you are. You're one of the richest guys in the world. You're, one of the greatest basketball players of all time. And in your downtime, you're going to take time away from people who are trying to make a real career out of baseball? What, because of your ego? Because it makes you happy? Well, that's okay, but other people are trying to do this for a job, and they're better than you, but you're getting the opportunity because the owner of your basketball team also owns this baseball team, and he likes you, so he did you a favor.
Yeah, and it just feels especially unfair because sports is supposed to be that one thing where it's like it is ability driven and you have to prove yourself, and there's no free lunch, I guess, except for in cases like this. And again, as far as what Serena Williams has done for the sport of tennis, like, okay, if they're going to make this kind of accommodation for anyone, maybe it should be her. Yeah. But it's also just annoying because like a week ago, she's like, oh, I'm not ready for singles. I'm not going to do it. Then it's like, nah, I'm going to do it. Like, okay. I mean, I guess it's probably pretty disappointing if you were hoping for that wild card spot. And it's like, it's not going to happen.
Bill, that's a big smile for an old politician.
I'm thinking about our plan. It's slick enough to make a lobbyist blush. First, we hoodwink voters with Amendment 5. Tell them it's a tax cut. Once they're hooked, we decide who pays the higher taxes.
So it's not a tax cut plan, and we don't get a say?
Right, just swaps who pays the tax, but it does remove 3 voter-passed taxpayer constitutional protections. That lets us levy new taxes on services, increase sales taxes, and even tax home sales. And voters will no longer get to vote on tax hikes.
Higher sales taxes on groceries, gas, service taxes on doctor visits, childcare, and even rent on apartments. Jeez. Taxes could exceed 20%.
Sure, they figure that up to 80% of taxpayers will pay more taxes. Many, hundreds more. Seniors, they'll get hit even harder. But our big donors will cut a fat hog.
The ones getting butchered by Amendment 5 are most taxpayers. I'm voting no on 5.
Paid for by Missourians for fair taxation.
Mizzou football is almost here. Get ready for the season opening kickoff and Como game on Thursday, September 3rd, with 4 tickets for only $80. Be there to see the finished Memorial Stadium Centennial Project, a deal for the entire family to enjoy the home opener. Let's keep the sellout streak alive and bring the energy as we kick off the 100th anniversary of Memorial Stadium. Purchase your 4 tickets for $80 at mutigers.com/kickoff and Como. MIZ.
Here's Dave Murray's weather forecast, sponsored by Scott Credit Union.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, especially for this point in June. Not bad for summer at all. Plenty of sunshine, and let's call it nice. Nice temperatures, nice humidity, 81 for the high. Tonight, a few clouds around, but that's about it. 64 degrees. Wednesday, partly sunny. I can't rule out a couple of showers or thunder showers, but the action will be very, very limited on Wednesday, 84. Do that again on Thursday with a little uptick in shower and thunderstorm activity Thursday night and Friday. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Teachers, healthcare workers, first responders, and military, this one's for you. Scott Credit Union's Community Heroes program offers special financing on homes, autos, and more. It's our way of saying thanks. Visit scu.org today. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 415767. Terms and conditions apply.
Summer is here. Time to enjoy baseball, barbecues, and the shade of your trees. When it comes to tree care, call the certified arborist at Gamma Tree Experts. Hi, I'm Tim Gamma. Protect your valuable trees from storm damage or devastating insects such as the emerald ash borer. Knowledge and quality are hallmarks of our reputation. For pruning, spraying, fertilization, or removals, call Gamma Tree Experts today at 314-725-6159 or visit us at gammatree.com. Your trees deserve the best care.
Around baseball, questions are being asked.
Why do they win so many one-run games? Why do they win games they shouldn't win?
Is this a rebuild, a reset, or something more?
You think this stuff would be happening?
A win? Burleson and Herrera developing fast enough to change everything in real time? When the day ends, the real conversation begins.
Bernie Miklasz, Matt Pauley, Kevin Wheeler hanging out with you talking cards.
Redbird Rush Hour, weekdays at 5. This is Cardinals Talk that doesn't flinch.
You care about every detail, and so does Purina. Every ingredient in their pet food comes from trusted sources, and every ingredient has a purpose. Whether that purpose is to provide just the right nutrients your pet needs or a flavor they will love, Purina has over 250 recipes made without artificial flavors or preservatives for you to choose from. You're sure to find something both you and your pet will love. Learn more at Purina.com.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Paramount Men's Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Paramount Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Paramount Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 314-720-8444. 314-720-8444. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 314-720-8444.
Today, the Cards, the D-backs.
Cameron Total Access 550. First pitch 645.
Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS on KMOX 133. Going to take a moment to talk about something kind of personal, professional but personal, and that's this. People keep saying that radio is dying, and we within radio, the people who have been here for a minute, are saying, yeah, that's because we're telling everyone we're dying. We started telling everyone 10 years ago we were dying. And people are like, oh, I guess they're dead by now. But I had a few friends of mine lose their jobs today at another company who are music jocks. And I just have to tell you guys what's going on in radio if you haven't figured it out. Financial companies are buying stations and clusters, and they're paring them down to nothing. And they're putting out the most saccharine, vanilla crap you've ever heard. Like, a country station in St. Louis is probably the exact country station that's in L.A. and the exact country station that's in Milwaukee and probably voiced by the same person. And to me, someone who grew up in a very dynamic time of creativity and in like this amazing time with radio and growing up with, you know, jocks on Keishi that would pick their own music, and that's why you would listen to Radio Rich, or that's why you would listen to Joe Mama, because you liked their taste in music. We've gone from that personal touch to 200-song playlists with the most generic, boring, quote-unquote talent, sometimes AI, and it's just sad. It's just sad. I don't own any radio companies, so I don't have the ability to hire my friends who lost their job. I'm just saying to you, the radio audience, if you're listening to me right now, you're obviously engaged in radio to some extent, and I'm going to toot our own horn a little bit. This show and my company, in that this is one of the few remaining radio shows where we can do anything we want. Now, if I went crazy and said a bunch of crazy stuff, Steve Moore is going to have a talk with me. Other than that, I can do anything I want. I can be funny. I can be controversial. I can talk about politics. I can talk about my personal issues. I can talk about anything. And we're really lucky to still have this. I'm lucky to still have this. You're lucky to still have this because it is disappearing so quickly. And if it keeps going this way, in a scant few years, we're going to have nothing but elevator music and elevator talent, and everyone good is going to be working at QT. Because there's just a general, I don't give a crap about your talent. I don't give a crap about how great you are, or if you're moving the creative ball forward, or you're entertaining your people and you're engaging them. How cheap are you? How cheap can you work? I just think it's really sad.
I mean, it's not that different than some other businesses, right? Where they just become bigger and more generic as opposed to local and a little bit more unique and special and different. You know, I mean, imagine every restaurant was a chain.
Yeah.
That's what some of those companies are becoming, where every restaurant option is serving the same food.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, if you didn't have any local restaurants at any level, burger stands, steak houses, seafood place, if it was all just, and I'm not even knocking the chains because I go to those chain restaurants, but if every restaurant was a chain, that would suck.
That's what we have.
It just would.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like I might be the guy that turns the light off when I leave, you know? I don't know.
Yep. The problem is, there are a lot of issues with it, but look, the bigger companies get, the less quality ends up being the focus.
Yeah.
Just in any business.
Yeah.
It's not saying you don't care about quality. It's saying that it's not as big a focus. Right? There's a reason why a Lamborghini or a Ferrari cost what they do. Because they're handmade. Because everything's done by humans and it takes a long time to do, so it's really expensive. You know, I mean, like, obviously not everything is a Lamborghini, but the point is that if without the time and the attention, there's nothing special about it that makes it stand out from any other car. And look, I like the car I have, but it's off an assembly line. It's not like that. And it's still cool. It's still fine. But I can't sell it for what you can sell a Lamborghini for.
Yeah. Yeah. And in 10 or 15 years, some 22-year-old's going to do what I did 26 years ago, and everyone's going to be like, oh, my God, there's a new genius in town. He's doing this show and blah, blah, because, like everything old gets new again, especially when you artificially dilute it.
Yeah, see, and the thing is that where there's been really smart innovation in radio has been adapting to technology, right? So you have digital radio, you've got podcasting, you've got all these different streaming. So instead of looking at it like it's dying, it's not dying, it's evolving, which is what's happened. And I think that shows that it's not something that needs to go away because there's always going to be a need at some point. It's not every day, but there's always going to be a need for something that is going to go live now immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And it's covering something happening now. It's one of the reasons why sports do so well on TV and radio, because there's an immediacy to it. It's happening now. You can't just wait for later or you're going to miss it.
Yeah, and there's a sense of community because, I guess you could tape the game and watch it later, but it's by no means the same experience.
No. Yeah.
So, I'm just grateful for our audience and, the people leaving nice comments on the stream and stuff. We realize there are a ton of options out there, and you do have the option to just, let me do exactly what I want. Let me curate this for myself.
Yeah.
But you want to be a part of a community, and you want to see what's going on live and what's happening now, and we appreciate you tuning in. It's very cool that we still get to do this.
Yeah, that's what I love about this show. Like, this is called the complete sheet, and everyone in the country gets this who does radio. And Andrew gives it to me every day. I look at it every day. I probably highlight, it's National Hydration Day, story about an Arby's worker who's been charged with spitting in food. Like, okay, great resources. But there are people out there, a lot of them, who that's their radio show. They just read it. Joke, 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 joke. And what I love about this, and I know I'm tooting my horn way too much, what I love about this show, though, is it's a real relationship. And in any given 4-hour period, not everything we do is going to be great because we're humans doing a human thing, not a fake thing, where you take something that someone else has written and you pass it off as your own, and it's just banger, 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 joke, joke, joke. That's not real. That's not what humans do. This is what humans do. They talk like this. Sometimes it's funny. Sometimes it's sad. Sometimes it's awkward. Sometimes we get in fights. And that's what I think is the magic of the show. That's it. I think we're losing that.
Well, we're not.
No, but our society. I feel like,
No, I
feel like I'm 20 years older than I am because, but it does. It feels that way when you have tasted the nectar of life, and then they start giving you animal crackers, which are pretty good. You're like, oh, I miss the taste. I miss the taste of life. Well, I'm just going on.
Fortunately, I do think I think that this show is is still doing what you're talking about, Dave. I don't necessarily agree that kind of flavor is going away. It might just be repackaged and on different platforms and spread out more instead of being concentrated into radio like it once was. And radio, it does seem like we do have a very special thing on this show, and like Steve gives us so much like creative input and like freedom, which is awesome. But yeah, it does feel like a lot of radio just needs to play it safer and safer to like, oh, we got to appeal to as many people as possible. You can't make your weird jokes. You can't do your weird callbacks.
Yeah.
And have your inside thing with the audience. So it's just, I feel very grateful that we get to do this here.
Yeah. Let me tell you guys about Mosby Building Arts. I'm a St. Louis kid, and I need to just ask Rich, like, hey, when did you guys open? Because I swear I remember them in my childhood. And like on the back of the TV guide that we got in the Alton Telegraph, and oh, Mosby, okay, yeah, I know these guys. And then growing up on KMOX, listening to the Morning March, eating my cereal with the knot in my stomach because I didn't do my homework, with my mom and dad, and then baseball and all that kind of stuff. I knew Mr. Mosby doing the show on Saturday mornings. Now Rich does it. And they're just a St. Louis institution. Doesn't really matter if they're going to overcharge you on your remodeling and do a bad job, right? But if you have any trust in me, I hope you trust enough that they don't do that. I will be honest with you, they're rarely the lowest bid because they're not those guys. When they give you a bid, they stand by it, and that's what it's going to be. 30 grand, it's going to be 30 grand. 42 is going to be 42. 18 going to be 18. Other companies, as a course of business, it's why the BBB gets so many complaints about them, will quote you a lower price and then nickel and dime you over and over again until you end up paying more than you pay with Mosby. Right now, if you do a laundry room, we'll give you the washer and dryer for free. If you do a whole house of siding, we'll give you the gutters for free. 314-909-1800. Call Mosby.com.
The soundtrack of classic rock is coming to Hollywood Casino Amphitheater August 6th. Leonard Skinner and Foreigner joining forces for one epic night of legendary hits and unforgettable memories. It's the Double Trouble Double Vision Tour. From Sweet Home Alabama to Cold as Ice. Don't miss your chance to experience these two Rock and Roll Hall of Fame acts in one incredible show. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
It's 1:45. This time check is brought to you by Paramount Men's Medical Center.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
When you want a brand new kitchen, there's nothing to it. There's a brand new way to do it. 3-day kitchen and bath. It's all about time.
Save time and money.
Do it now, don't wait till later. Call the top-notch renovator. It's about time.
3 days or less.
At 3-day kitchen and bath.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS and KMOX. Kind of interesting. We all lived through the Nancy Guthrie thing together, and it's now coming out. It makes sense because if you remember the second letter they got, their message was, "We understand. We received your message. We understand." And now they're saying that the second message was, "Hey, we apologize. Your mom died. We didn't kill her. She just died. And you can have her body back for this much money." And so from that went on, I guess that was kind of the focus of the whole thing. Like, she's gone. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, when it first started, they said that she had medication that she had to take every day or she would pass away.
Right.
Yeah,
So not surprising.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of understood from very early on that she was most likely gone.
Yes.
I think that
we were
was
just looking for closure at a certain point.
After a certain, what would you say, a week or two?
Easy. Yeah.
You're like knowing what you knew about the medicine, like, and does this person have a stash of this medicine somewhere? Of course not. Like that's movie stuff.
Yeah. Okay, to the complete sheet. It's National Hydration Day.
Hey, let us know what you're sipping on for Thirsty Tuesday.
Thirsty Tuesday.
Having me some Diet Dew.
Nice. Same.
Got some water.
Same.
I have some Glacier Freeze.
You love the Gatorade.
Yeah, Gatorade's good,
love
man.
Gatorade.
The best thing about Gatorade now is you've got so many options on flavors.
Yeah.
Like you can just move them around, different ones all the time.
Yeah.
Love it.
Rach, you started the show by having an unpleasant interaction with your lip on the mic.
Oh, yeah.
Get this. An Arby's worker in Oklahoma has been charged with spitting in the food of a female customer who claims she contracted oral herpes from it. The woman had open sores on her mouth. There's video. They got the video, and you can see her undo her sandwich and spit on it. And then a few weeks later, she developed cold sores, fever, blisters. Anyone who has that understands it. And evidently she was bragging around town about how she had done this.
Spitting in the food?
Yes.
Why would you do that? You're admitting to a crime.
Bragging around town.
I guess anyone who would do that would be crazy enough to...
Do you not know it's against the law?
Oh, I feel like I'm going to be sick. That's so horrible. Because, I mean, it's horrible enough to get spit in your food.
Yeah.
Especially on a joyful day like an Arby's day. Like, I love going to Arby's. Why are you going to mess up my Arby's like that? That's hurtful
I
enough.
like that you took it in that direction.
Well, I got excited when you brought up Arby's at first. I'm like, oh, no. But then she has to live with herpes for the rest of her life?
Yeah.
That's so horrible. Yeah, and then they found I guess they went back and found the surveillance footage after that.
Yeah. What do you do to a person?
Hit him.
That
I mean,
person?
she should spend jail time. I think if you're ever like intentionally giving someone something like that,
Anything,
you
yeah.
should see the inside of a jail cell for a time.
Yes.
Yeah, that is a specific crime, right? Like knowingly passing a disease on to a person, I think, is a crime. I don't know exactly what the charge is.
I mean,
but
it's considered assault when you spit on someone. And this is a worse version of that.
Yeah. I thought this was interesting. We all know this because we're alive and not stupid. But a new study has come out from brain scientists who say that the reason everyone feels so terrible right now, even people who kind of have their personal lives together, is that the way our brains evolved was to say there's a predator nearby, and that matters more than this beautiful sunset. So you prioritize bad news and anxiety and threats over, I think I'm going to go have sex with my wife. You're like, I want to fight that bear. And we still have those brains, and we still do that. And people like me who have that hypercharged have generalized anxiety disorder, and we see ghosts behind every tree and, the whole thing. But now we're all doing that because even people who try to avoid it, this is so interesting, it's like secondhand smoke. Even people who try not to consume it are taking in so much bad news, and it's affecting our brains. Makes total sense, right?
I mean, yeah. The reason that we focus a lot on negative is for that what you're saying. It's a survival.
Mm-hmm.
That the number one thing that all animals are wired to do is survive and continue the species.
And we are inundated with negativity all the time. It's been interesting to see these people from foreign countries coming here for the World Cup and then just having like an amazing time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been like honestly kind of a great PR boost for the U.S. because we tend to think of things as being so awful and could things possibly get any worse around here? And then you have visitors come in and they're like, hey, this actually, we're having fun. Like, and people are getting along way more than maybe you would have anticipated before all of this happened. So it is a nice reminder that just because you're seeing things on the news and seeing things in your social media feed, yes, bad things are happening, but they're not happening everywhere all the time. And we still have plenty of goodness in our local communities and good experiences.
I think this dynamic is engineered, though, right?
Absolutely.
Like people know what the human survival instincts are. They know how to manipulate large populations because they know that the survival instinct is the strongest. So if you can make people angry or scared, you can really push behavior in a direction that you want to. And that's not, I don't think that's a conspiracy. I think it's obvious. Look at social media. Look at how the algorithms work and how everything negative blows up and how everything that's negative gets engagement. It gets comments. It gets retweets. It gets pushed again. It gets amplified by other people. I mean, it's pretty clear that none of this is by accident because there are smart people that understand how the brain works.
Rach, you've had a shot fired at you.
How so?
Ben Boyd texts, no one loves Arby's.
I love Arby's.
That's
I love
false,
Arby's.
Ben. I love Arby's.
I love Arby's very much.
Arby's is fantastic.
Nah, DGS says they love Arby's.
Yeah.
You had a beef and cheddar recently, Ben?
Man.
I would say just refresh
Go get
yourself
some of them
on
little
that.
sliders. Ugh,
Chicken
so good.
cordon bleu sandwich.
Yeah.
You're making that up.
No, it's good.
They have like a prime rib thing going on right now too, I think.
Yeah, I'm not going to get too fancy at an Arby's though.
Same. I'm going to stick with the beef and cheddar. It's nice
Like they
that
did a
mix it
burger
up.
for a while. I'm not doing a burger. I'm going to Arby's because I want the Arby's sandwiches.
Oh, the burger is quite good.
If
I'm sure, but
if I were going to get Arby's tonight for my first time, 61 years old,
yeah,
what would I order?
Double beef and cheddar.
Yes.
I would
Curly
get
fries.
I would actually sub curly fries for a 4-count mozzarella sticks. I love their mozzarella sticks.
Or get potato cakes. Those are good there.
Those are good too. Quite delicious.
Yeah.
But yeah, double beef and cheddar.
People are coming to your defense online.
Thank you.
What's that?
They love Arby's.
Arby's is great. I mean, look, Lion's
thinking
Choice is
Arby's.
better. I mean, anybody that wants to argue that is not going to get a fight. Lion's
Yeah, but
Choice
they're
is better.
They're different.
They're
No,
so
they're very different. Yes.
And they're different classes of restaurant.
But they're
also.
similar, like in terms of price range. They're not that big of a difference.
Lion's Choice is quite a bit more expensive.
Quite a defined. I would say maybe $2 more a meal. That's
$3
not that
or
much.
$4. Yeah, that's a big difference when you're eating cheap at a fast food place. Well, it's a big difference to some of us, maybe.
No, I mean, I'm not saying it's not a big difference. I don't think it's that big of a difference in terms of the actual dollar difference.
I just want you all to know, if I let this go,
We
It'll never
be
stop.
going past 4 o'clock.
right, Rach?
I'll never stop.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look up the Lion's Choice menu. I haven't eaten.
I mean,
there
if
in
you
a
know
long
one
time.
thing about me, you know
Lion's
one thing
Choice
about
is
me,
great.
it's that I'm never going to stop.
This is interesting. Wichita says Lion's Choice depends on the location. I find that with Taco Bell.
I find that with almost every chain.
That's I would argue it's almost every chain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not like Taco Bell.
No, you're right. No. The range of Taco Bell is much wider than the
Yes.
range of Lion's Choice, right? Like Lion's Choice, you're probably working between a 4.5 and a 10, where Taco Bell, you're working between a -4 and a 20.
Okay. Tell you guys about my friend Dr. Kathy Maupin about Balance Health. She does 2 things. Well, she does more than that because she's a medical doctor, but 2 buckets at Bio. One is the hormone replacement therapy, the pellets, which I've been getting for 7 years now. I didn't mean to do it last year. For your benefit, to go without my pellets for 8 months. I did it because I'm a lazy sack of crap. But it had the same effect because I got to see what Dave feels like when he's 61 without any enhancements. And it was kind of bleak. And I got him a couple months ago. I'll get him again in about 3 months. And I won't do that again because I didn't feel very good. Right next door is BioBalance Skin. You can get Botox. You can get chemical peels. You can get fillers. I'm going to get the M Face, which is like the M Sculpt, where it's like these, I don't know, it's like when they put them on my abs and it made me laugh. And it's like doing 30,000 sit-ups, same kind of thing for your face, tightens it up without any sort of needles or scalpels. For all things Dr. Maupin, go to biobalancehealth.com.
I'm John Morgan. There are many reasons to hire Morgan & Morgan for your injury case. Reason number 3. First, all lawyers are not the same. If my family had an injury case and I couldn't hire us, there are only about 3 to 4% of the lawyers out there that I would hire. And here's why. Most of them rarely, if ever, go to trial. They just take the last best offer. Hell, you can do that yourself. Do this. If you're looking for a lawyer, Google Morgan & Morgan results and see what comes up. It may shock you. Then Google the firm you're thinking of hiring and do the same. That may shock you as well. We became the largest injury firm in the world for a reason. We won a lot. $30 billion and counting. Morgan & Morgan. For the people.com. Who would I hire? I'd hire us.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
Too many tools, too much stress, and way too many bills.
Odoo replaces it all. One connected platform for every part of your business, so you can work faster, smarter, and for less. Odoo, the only software you'll ever need. Try it free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog. Well, they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are front paws hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Ethos.
NVIDIA's technology is being used for AI-powered software in the healthcare industry. The Wall Street Journal reports that NVIDIA is partnering with AI software developer Abridge, whose automated note platform keeps track of patient and provider conversations while providing summaries of medical visits. Abridge is building a new model using NVIDIA's family of open AI models called Nematron. I'm Jason Brooks.
If you own a small business, the pressure never lets up. Something's always coming at you. That's why business owners turn to LendSeek for funding.
I don't need promises. I need options. LendSeek's AI platform showed me real funding choices. Now I can cover payroll, handle taxes, and go after growth opportunities without the daily stress.
Up to $5 million with funding in as fast as 24 hours. No upfront costs. No prepayment penalties. Start ready, stay ready. LendSeek.com. LendSeek.com.
The trusted voice of St. Louis. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 2 o'clock, we have sunshine and 80 degrees downtown of the Arch. I'm Maria Akina, in for Michael Calhoun. President Trump defending the additional $80 billion that the Pentagon has asked for to fund the Iranian war effort. This comes after the White House says the Iranians are agreeing to the provisions in the Memorandum of Understanding, including inviting weapons inspectors in to survey damaged uranium sites. But the Iranians have said just the opposite. The president was asked whether the American people would support more funding.
Not only do they support it, they demand it because they won't allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon. You want to see trouble? Let them have a nuclear weapon.
The Supreme Court today ruled that oil giant ExxonMobil can sue the Cuban government over more than $1 billion in seized property, potentially giving the United States more financial leverage over the cash-strapped country.
In a 6-3 decision split along ideological lines, Justice Brett Kavanaugh said that companies owned by the Cuban government can't argue they're protected by sovereign immunity to fight lawsuits over assets that were confiscated after Fidel Castro took power. Today's decision, as well as a similar case last month when the Supreme Court ruled against Cuba, comes as the Trump administration ratchets pressure on the communist country. The decision could open the door to more litigation over assets seized by the Cuban government, adding pressure on the struggling island nation. Peter Haralambous, ABC News.
A school bus driver is facing dozens of charges due to her alleged actions prior to driving children.
Donna Brennan of Crystal City is charged with 37 counts of endangering the welfare of a child and 1 count of DWI after she was allegedly caught drinking a Coors Light on the bus prior to driving over 3 dozen children back in February. A probable cause statement says that Brennan was caught drinking Coors Light in the parking lot of Cade's Playground in Herculaneum. A breathalyzer determines her blood alcohol level to be .029. Brennan was a driver with the Dunklin R5 school district and was driving a bus where 37 of the 40 people on board were under the age of 17. In a statement, the Dunklin R5 school district said Brennan was immediately terminated on the day of the incident, adding they notified parents at the time. Sean Malone, KMOX News.
A Missouri state representative is going to introduce legislation on data centers and transparency. Tricia Burns is having the first hearing on this issue.
First off, I want these NDAs to be a thing of the past. Now, I understand branding can be a concern, but outside of that, we can't even ask, for instance, a hydrogeologist cannot tell you what the situation is for water.
Burns tells KMOX that can only be done if they know the exact location of the data center. The representative will call for public hearings as well as documents displayed for the public to see at a minimum of 10 days before decisions on data centers are made. A check of the Dow at this hour from Stifel. It is down 14 points to 51,698, almost 700. A check of traffic right now. Look for traffic delays, and that's all due to construction for 270 drivers at Riverview Backed up now at exit 34 all the way to Bell Fountain. You can expect traffic delays in that area up to 20 minutes at a time. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, weather is sponsored by the Overhead Door Company of St. Louis.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, especially for this point in June. Not bad for summer at all. Plenty of sunshine and let's call it nice. Nice temperatures, nice humidity, 81 for the high. Tonight, a few clouds around, but that's about it. 64 degrees. Wednesday, partly sunny. I can't rule out a couple of showers or thunder showers, but the action will be very, very limited on Wednesday, 84. Do that again on Thursday with a little uptick in shower and thunderstorm activity Thursday night and Friday. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
St. Peter's, 79 degrees. It's 80 in Florissant, 80 downtown at the Arch. Call Overhead Door Company of St. Louis for their 26-point tune-up. It's one price for up to 3 garage doors and openers. Always look for the genuine, the original red ribbon of Overhead Door Company of the STL St. Louis, that is. Schedule online at overheaddoorstlewis.com. I'm Maria Aquino, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, DGS and KMOX. Renegade, I believe that's a play on words, says, Dave, that Redbirds jersey is peak. Thank you, Renegade. I do love my jerseys.
Yeah, that one is nice.
I love weird jerseys.
Is that one new, Dave?
No, I've worn it quite a few times.
Ew.
You just haven't noticed.
I guess I'm just a bad friend.
Yeah. I put it on in the morning. I'm like, who's going to love this is Rach. And she's like, oh, is that a new one? No, it's not.
I wore this on your birthday last year. You don't even remember.
Attorney Brad Young joins us. Hey, Brad.
Hey, Dave.
Let me give Brad a little introduction. If you listen to the show all the time, you know him. He's on a couple times a week, does a lot of stuff in 97.1. Brad is one of my reasonable conservative friends. We disagree on Trump a lot, but he is he calls balls and strikes, and he is a true conservative in like the Amy Mark scores kind of way. And he's really fun to talk to and a great attorney. And so we have him on. We talk about Supreme Court cases and current events. Brad, I have to ask you right out of the chute about what's going on with the reflecting pool. Because as I said in my opener, I don't think it's in the top 50 important stories, but it's certainly in my top 5 interesting stories. And I said something that I haven't said before on my show, but I said on this one, we can set aside people who support Trump. On this issue, no person who is both smart and honest really thinks there's someone in the middle of the night cutting a 350-foot slice down the middle of the reflecting pool. Every honest, smart person knows that the president did what he always does. He tried to fix something that wasn't broke, and he hired some Spider-Man villain to do the work, a convicted felon, and they obviously didn't do the work well enough, and then they made it worse by pouring 12,000 gallons of paint thinner in it. 2 + 2 = 4. Why can't your guy ever take the tiniest loss?
Well, he's not my guy. I've never voted for the guy, but I will tell you that this is classic Trump, and that is he takes something that's innocuous, makes it an issue, and then invites criticism because he handles it so poorly. Listen, if he just would have tried to have the National Park Service beef up what the Obama administration did, because this has been a constant problem with that reflecting pool over the years. Nobody would have thought twice about it.
No.
But because, number one, he had to rip out what Obama did, because anything Obama did has to be bad, right? So he ripped it out. And then secondly, he makes an issue out of it. Thirdly, he hires a contributor to his campaign, someone who donated $200,000 to his campaign. Then he gives the job to them and they screw it up. And then he tries to blame these phantom criminals for doing anything. Listen, the people who have been arrested for this, for the so-called vandalism. All they did is that they reached in, and the paint that has already been peeling up and rising to the top of the water, they just reached in to try to pull a little bit more of that off, probably for a souvenir. They didn't damage anything. The paint had already peeled all the way to the surface of the water.
Yeah.
So this is classic Trump. Whatever anybody else did was terrible. Whatever he does is fantastic. And when it screws up, then he has to have somebody to blame.
So true. And Brad, look, you know me, I can't stand Trump, but if he hadn't said this stupid thing, if he just said, hey, I'm a construction guy, sometimes it goes well, sometimes it doesn't, the algae's back, we'll do what we can, we're going to repair this, I wouldn't have said anything, honestly, because that's just an honest broker. That's the way things go.
Because most people just don't care that much about the reflecting pool, right? Like, who's really focused on it?
No, that's why I said it's only a story, because he made it a story.
Mm-hmm.
And had he done exactly what you did, what you just said, Dave, this story wouldn't have even had any legs at all. But now we're like into week 2 or 3 of this story, only because of the way Trump handles it.
And you know that every reporter out there is just smirking, knowing that they have weeks to keep coming back to and be like, Mr. President, you said you have photos of the person slicing this, and we'll see them when you take them to court. Can we see? You know, it's going to go on forever.
Right. And now we have to divert more resources. I mean, I saw this morning as I'm watching CNN this morning, and now there's like this constant police armed guard presence.
National Guard, yeah.
Yeah, around the stupid reflecting pool, right? And you're saying those National Guard people can't be used somewhere else? It's something better than guarding a worthless body of water that's only an issue because you made it an issue. I mean, it's ridiculous on every front. And it's really a great example from a PR standpoint. I mean, Trump does some things PR that's very good, but some things are just as bad as the stuff that he does that's good from a PR perspective. And this is a classic example of that.
You know, the people I really hate, and I hate to use that word, but I'm just an honest person, and I hate, are whoever they are, the sycophants who he employs, who are constantly whispering bull S in his ear, and then he runs with it, right? You know, someone said, Mr. President, some of these people could have gotten in there with a knife, and he's like, there you go, that's it. I'm so sick of those people.
Yeah. Yeah. And we have to have a boogeyman. And so in this instance, it's these people who really didn't do anything. There's no evidence of anyone doing any substantive criminal activity.
No.
And like I said, at most, and I can see that. I mean, there's great stories about when Abraham Lincoln was assassinated, that people went and grabbed parts of his coat and cut it off because they wanted a souvenir of the assassinated president. I mean, that sounds weird, but I mean, these folks who were pulling this up were wanting a souvenir in all likelihood, but they weren't causing any more damage than what was already there.
Yeah. Okay, let's get to your stories. Mildly blue or a blue tsunami. 9 states will decide if Dems flip control of the U.S. Senate.
Well, yeah, and I think that's a big issue right now, because politically, the Democrats are saying, listen, we want to ride this blue wave to retake the Senate. However, the numbers at this point are really in favor of the Republicans, because more of the seats that are up for re-election are in very safe Republican seats. So it's interesting. We can say, look at Trump's approval rating. It's only 30%. But the problem with that is that that's analysis of the country as a whole, not necessarily of the states that are going to be electing senators this year. So really, when you look at it, and I'll be coming out with some very specific predictions probably in August, because it's still a little soon. But just looking at the map right now, as I've done for the last couple of days, the Democrats have to have really a very, very strong showing in deep red Republican states for them to retake the Senate in November.
Brad, I'm going to take a hard left turn, no pun, but I'm reading more and more about how the younger generations are fascinated by and embracing Mondami-style democratic socialism. I know that's the farthest thing away from what you personally believe, but can you open your mind that 10, 20, 25, 30 years from now, we may be more democratic socialist than we are Democrat or Republican?
Oh, I don't think it takes a opening of my mind. I think that is a trend that at this point is a trend line. Now, keep in mind, trend lines don't always go in a straight linear fashion.
Right.
So yeah, when you look at right now, the majority of those kids that coming out of school tend to be not even just left, but socialism left. If that trend line continues, yeah, we could have major changes in our country structurally. Now, the joke that I did to my kids, and that they are also now coming back to me and telling me, yeah, there's some truth to it, is I said, yeah, you're a socialist now, but wait till you start paying taxes, right? And then, it doesn't really change them all that much, but they have come back and said, yeah, Dad, I see what you mean. When the government takes a third out of your paycheck, it makes you start to wonder. And so that may happen here as well with the trend line that's going towards socialism.
Yeah, I mean, I would make a strong case that socialism can't happen here because business interests influence too much of politics, and that's not socialism. There's just too much money in it, and as long as there's money in it, good luck. But I would say it's interesting to me,
Let me
Brad.
stop you there, Kev, because it's a really interesting thought. Aren't there more of us than there are them, or do you think that business interests are always going to be more powerful than the mass?
Who gets a meeting with someone who holds federal office? Not me. I can't just go knock on a door. Elon can. And I don't just mean him. That's one example. Anybody at those levels, anybody that donates a lot of money can just make a call. Anybody that's part of a PAC can just give money, and you can then, hey, gave you a couple $1 million. Got a minute? I mean, our influence is so for sale that I don't think that an actual socialist thing is even possible at this point. But I will say,
let me give you an example though to prove your point, Kevin. Let's look at Google, right? If you look at the structure of Google, the management of Google, it's predominantly Democrats that are running Google.
Right.
But Google is never, ever in any of the known multiverses, they're never going to allow there to be any sort of socialism, right? Because in doing so, you're going to be stripping wealth from all of the millionaires that are in the upper management of Google.
Right.
So I think what you see is you might see, and I can see this more than socialism. If you look down the line 5, 10, 20, 30 years, you might have a populace that moves more to the left because of this socialism trend. But I don't see you moving more towards socialism because of the exact business interest that Kevin outlined.
Right. So I think that's what's interesting is, could you end up with a version of government that maybe looks more like what you see in some places in Europe? Because a lot of them are not true socialists, right? Like they have isms, like they have parts of it. You know, Canada's a little bit of everything, as an example. UK is a little bit of everything. It's a little bit more with social programs and national health care and things like that. I think that would be the direction that those people that are leaning further left would push and actually have a chance at getting something done. Full socialism's never happening here. There's just too much power vested in money. But I would say it's interesting, Brad. I'm curious to get your thought, is if this is we talk a lot, or at least I bring up a lot, how the winds blow back and forth politically every number of years. And for a long time, there was a group of people that kind of got ignored, that kind of got pushed to the side, that weren't a part of the conversation. A lot of those people became big fans of Donald Trump because there were things in there that appealed to them and they felt like they were being ignored. I wonder if this is a similar dynamic from a different group of people.
Oh, sure. And that's what's fascinating about the dynamic aspect of our political system, is that it does change over time, and it does have waves, like the waves of an ocean, where waves come in and change. For a while when Reagan was president, there was waves of conservatism, and those things went down.
Right.
And we're seeing a lot of those waves change and ebb and flow. I think my own personal thought is that once people see, like in New York, where this brand of socialism or socialism Democrat, socialism light, when those things fail economically, I think people are going to be less likely to go in that direction and more towards a maybe center left politics as opposed to true socialism Democrats like we see with Mamdani or even Bernie Sanders.
Hey, Brad, can you hang one more?
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
Okay, we're going to take a break and come back and talk to Brad a little bit more about this, about a couple more cases. Tell you guys about Lombardo Homes. I was the very first talent that Lombardo hired, 18 years ago, something like that. And I was so stupid. I told Mike Van Pammel, the president, I was so cocky back then. I'm like, well, we have a lot of great builders here, so good luck. And he showed me because they have just kicked ass. They have been great for all these years. They have built dozens of communities. They have a way of going about it that's just, they know they have a great eye for what people want. Mm-hmm. And the way they build their communities, the way they build their houses, the way they price them. I hate to just talk like they're my girlfriend, but I mean, I've had a personal relationship with them now for almost 20 years. And Rach, I think you'd agree, they're super cool, great people.
Absolutely. And Dave's right. They have an eye for what people want. They'll put you through a discovery process and bring out things that you didn't even know that you wanted and needed in your new home. Lombardo is excited to introduce 2 brand new opportunities in St. Charles County. We've got Crooked Creek at Cottleville Trails. These are new townhomes. Or you could do an expansive 3+ acre home site at South Point Estates. To learn about either community or the other communities that Lombardo does, as well as their Build on Their Lot program anywhere Lombardo, visit their website at lombardohomes.com.
What's up? It's Draymond Green. I'm back for my 14th NBA season, and my podcast, The Draymond Green Show, is back too. This season, I'm breaking down games, reacting to the biggest NBA stories, and sitting down with teammates, rivals, and culture shapers. And trust me, I'm not holding back, on the court or on the mic. 2 new episodes every week, new segments, big conversations, real basketball talk for the real hoop heads. Listen to and follow The Draymond Green Show wherever you get your podcasts. We're back, we're better, let's get it.
Look who has extra pep in their step.
Well, I just finished my to-do list. Gas tank is full, tonight's dinner plans are set, grocery shopping is complete, and I even got everything for those barbecues and pool parties we have planned. You know what's even better?
What?
Every one of those stops gets me a bit of money back.
How are you doing that?
By using Upside.
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app where I earn cash back on gas, groceries, and dining out. They even gave me a cashback bonus on my first grocery trip.
So that extra pep comes from all that cash back. Looks like I need to download Upside.
You really do.
Earn cash back on errands and everyday essentials. Download Upside and use promo code TUNEIN5 to earn an extra $5 cash back on your first purchase at one of over 100,000 available locations. That's promo code TUNEIN5 for an extra $5 cash back. Remember, use promo code TUNEIN5.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Don't trust your next outdoor project to some fly-by-night company that makes big promises and who knows where they'll be tomorrow. Chesterfield Fence and Deck is the sign you have the very best for 58 years. That shows staying power. What does it take to be a locally owned company for 58 years? Well, it takes satisfied customers and great word of mouth. That's what Chesterfield Fence and Deck has, because it is the sign you have the very best. And when you pay them the money, they build you a quality product that lasts for years to come. That is a real value. So if you are looking to upgrade, maybe you need a new deck, maybe you would like to have a patio, a pergola, a sunroom, a screen room, or maybe you just need a fence or a gate, whatever it is, big or small, Chesterfield Fence and Deck has got you covered. If you mention me, Debbie Monterey, they'll take 20% off your next outdoor project. Visit them in the Chesterfield Valley or online right now at chesterfieldfence.com. Chesterfield Fence and Deck, the sign you have the very best.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
Freedom 250. Join the U.S. Air Force Band of Mid-America July 1st through July 7th across St. Louis as we celebrate America's 250-year legacy with free concerts. No tickets required. Details at afbandtix.org. That's afbandtix.org.
One city, one voice. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Great music today, Dave. Well, thank you, Dave. Appreciate that. Attorney Brad Young is with us. You guys need to join the chat because it's really lively today.
It's popping off today.
And our regulars are debating and arguing about the topics that we're bringing
Just
up.
keep it civil, gang.
We're not.
It's been so far. No, it's been okay, but
yeah, it's been good.
let's not. If you start getting into insults and name calling and all that, you're probably going to get banned.
Yeah.
So don't do that.
Andrew hasn't banned anyone in a while.
He's itchy.
He's got
that we know of.
He's got the you know what.
I'm real itchy.
Attorney Brad Young is with us. Brad, as you know, being a devout Christian, that you probably don't know another agnostic as interested in religion as I am. Religion itself, the legalities of religion. And I thought this case that came out of the Supreme Court today with the Rastafarians was really interesting.
Well, it is, and here's essentially what happened today. The Supreme Court, it was a 6-3 decision, and the court was ruling on a religious liberty type of case where Mr. Damon Landor, he's a devout Rastafarian. He was in a Louisiana prison, and officials forcibly shaved his head even after he objected on religious grounds, and then he filed a lawsuit against Louisiana. So the question was, can he get money? And this is a great example of how the Supreme Court never wants to decide issues that they don't have to decide. And we've talked about that before, and this is a great case to demonstrate that idea, Dave, because here there's no question his religious liberty was impacted. It was ignored. I mean, they shaved his head. He told them in advance. He gave them documentation. This isn't something he just dreamed up. He's been a practicing Rastafarian his entire life, and these officials in Louisiana still shaved his head. So he sued, and the court on a 6-3 vote, and they wrote the opinion in such a way as to apply what's called the Religious Land Use and Institutionalized Persons Act. That doesn't matter. But the point being is that's how you get money for these types of things if you're in prison. And they ruled that even though the act itself says that the government shall protect religious liberty, the officials at the Louisiana prison where he was an inmate, they acknowledged that he had religious liberty. And the prison stated that the guards acted in opposition to the position of the prison, and so the lawsuit was only against the guards themselves. And the court ruled 6-3 that this statute doesn't allow you to sue guards. It only allows you to sue governments. Since the guards were acting in contravention to the prison's position, then they were acting outside the scope and course of their employment, but they can't be sued because this statute only allows you to sue governments, not individuals.
So, Brad,
boy, you couldn't get any more narrow than that.
To get a little more in the weeds, this sort of like you ordered the what was it called? Few Good Men, the red.
Yeah, the Code Red.
Code Red. You ordered the Code Red, didn't you? Like those guards knew what you wanted them to do.
Yeah, this is exactly like the Code Red situation. 100%, but it's in a civil situation. And so there's no question. I mean, it wasn't like these guards were doing this on their own. There had to be some sort of community of thought among the guards that, hey, let's stick it to the Rastafarian and shave his head, right? And so they were acting as prison guards when they did it. They didn't break into his prison cell. They did it as guards, and they did it. So the civil liability, though, was just a question, the bridge too far for some of these justices. And instead of ruling that this guy had a religious liberty right into having his hair long, it wasn't as if the prison said, no, you have to shave your head because of security reasons. In fact, the prison took the opposite position. We recognize your religious liberty. So the guards acted on their own, according to the prison, but because the Supreme Court interpreted the law to say you can't sue individuals under this law, they rejected his request for money.
Thank you, Brad. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Jordan Walker has brought energy.
There's a ball that's lined to right field. Walker comes on, he dives, and he has it.
Excitement.
Pitch is hit into left field, base hit, Jordan Walker.
And big moments.
It's a grand slam for Jordan Walker.
A spot on the All-Star team takes more than talent. It takes your vote. KMOX is calling on fans across Cardinals Nation to get involved. Make your voice count. Go to MLB.com/vote. Select Jordan Walker and cast your ballot today. Vote Jordan Walker for the All-Star Game.
We are on the biggest stage in the world right now, and you know I am talking about soccer. The whole world is paying attention, and FanDuel has decided to change the game. And as you know, if you bet soccer, that sometimes your player gets subbed out, and then what happens? Your bet goes with them. Well, FanDuel says we have a better way to do it. That's not happening anymore. With FanDuel Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues with the substitute. So you are still in it until the final whistle. Just go to FanDuel.com/Missouri to get started now. I've been telling you about this app for many, many months. I love using it. It's easy to use. All the information you need is right there. FanDuel.com/Missouri. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Dave Murray's weather forecast is sponsored by Sandberg Phoenix Law Firm.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, especially for this point in June. Not bad for summer at all. Plenty of sunshine, and let's call it nice. Nice temperatures, nice humidity, 81 for the high. Tonight, a few clouds around, but that's about it. 64 degrees. Wednesday, partly sunny. I can't rule out a couple of showers or thunder showers, but the action will be very, very limited on Wednesday, 84. Do that again on Thursday with a little uptick in shower and thunderstorm activity Thursday night and Friday. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Sandberg Phoenix serves your business in litigation, intellectual property, and products liability. We're more than a law firm. We're committed to your success. Learn more at sandbergphoenix.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
Most sellers put their home on the market and just wait to see what happens. This is Debbie Monterey. I'm with Gloria Liu, your home sold guaranteed realty. Gloria, is there a better way to sell?
There is. Instead of listing your home the traditional way and hoping for the right buyer, I can get you up to 8 competitive cash offers right from the start. That means you're not guessing what your home might sell for. You're looking at the real offers and choosing the one that works the best for you. It also helps you to set the right price and create stronger demand if you decide to go to market. It gives you control, leverage, and a clear path forward before you accept just any offer. And remember, I'll guarantee to sell your home at 100% of the market value, or I'll pay you the difference.
Before you sell your home, see what your options are. Call the one I trust, Gloria Liu, 314-325-6888, or visit gloriahasthebuyers.com. That's gloriahasthebuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
With summer here and the kids home full time, your garage door will see a lot more use. Do it a favor with annual maintenance from Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. The 26-point tune-up is one price for up to 3 garage doors and openers. Get them all done. Trusted in St. Louis for 100 years. Always look for the genuine, the original Red Ribbon of Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Since 1926, they're never going to steer you wrong. Schedule online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
Today,
the Cards, the D-backs.
Ameren Total Access 550. First pitch 6:45.
Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Our conversation with Ricky Horton is sponsored by Rawlings. Visit the Rawlings Experience at Westport.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. I'm going to check in with our pal, Ricky Horton. Hey, Rick.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Rick, you better look out. Ed Curtis giving me another lesson tomorrow. Watch your back.
I'm scared a little bit.
You know what? After the way I played last week, he might have meant me give him a lesson. That could be what he was talking about.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
The
probably
student
it.
becoming
Yeah.
the teacher?
Well, it happens. It happened. Yeah, Mr. Miyagi. So I feel like you've got that potential, and you know what? You can always dream, Dave. That's all that matters. That's the fun. That's the fun of sports, isn't it? Trying to figure out how can I get a little bit better, and who knows how good I can be.
Ricky always has my back.
Yep.
Yeah, I do. I got it.
Ricky has that Christian way of being real essy to you, but it still comes out real nice.
I have both of that in me, by the way.
I know you do.
I've always told people. I said you might underestimate me a little bit. You might not realize I've got a couple different sides.
Oh,
so,
you've got a dagger in that.
Yeah,
you got a dagger. You can't have one without when you've been in a clubhouse your whole life. You have to have one.
Yeah, well, so when I was coaching in the minor leagues, I used to tell the pitchers, I said, don't confuse meekness with weakness. Because you're going to see me a certain way, and then I'm going to be all over you, and you're going to go, what happened? And I'm going to go 0 to 60. And I did that. I mean, I felt bad one day when I did that. I made a young catcher, I made him cry, for goodness sakes, because I was all over him. And it's like, that's probably not the best thing to do. But, I guess I made my point.
Yes, and that is the point, because if that point gets through, that player can get better.
Yeah, and that was my goal. Obviously, was to make him better. He's a good kid, and it's the dilemma of coaching is you want to be, you want to speak the truth in love, which again is the Christian reality of what you do, and so there has to be. I mean, if you're just telling them blah blah blah, that's called flattery. That does nothing to help somebody get better. I mean, flattering somebody is kind of unhelpful. It just is.
Well, Rick, you're a handsome man.
Hey, you know what? Actually, that actually made my day, so keep doing that. I don't care.
Rick, what player or coach gave you your worst dressing down of your career?
Oh, my goodness. There's Dave Ricketts is the first one that comes to mind. I had several of them. But Dave Ricketts he'd be the type where he had this, like, really almost sinister face. Now, he's a wonderful guy, and I actually had the opportunity to speak at his memorial service. His wife asked me to do that with Barbara, and actually spoke at hers too. And I loved those. I loved them dearly. They were wonderful people. But I actually talked about how him dressing me down was very helpful to me and meaningful to me. It's a different era. I don't think you can get away with doing kind of it that way. But he was. Oh my goodness, He was all over me several times that I remember vividly.
Ricky, he got me once, and I never even played pro. Kevin, all you had to do was be in the same room, and you might get it. So first of all, it was like a 1 or 2 day camp, and I was assigned to help him because he's running the catchers, and he was great. I learned so much, but he kind of scared some of the kids. So I was trying to be like a translator and kind of like soften it a little bit, and he got on me, and I was like, well, I guess I'll take it. It was really, I enjoyed
wasn't
it.
having that. Well, so if you ask Yadier Molina, and I think you guys probably know this, but if you ask Yadier Molina, who helped him become the catcher that he was in the big leagues, the first words out of his mouth are going to be Dave Ricketts.
100%.
And I remember Dave Ricketts coming to me in spring training saying, I got a guy you're not going to believe. This is when I first started broadcasting. There's a guy that I'm working with, and he's different than everybody else. He is going to be a superstar, and his name is Yadier Molina.
Very cool.
Yeah, I don't know of anybody with a better reputation for helping develop catchers than Dave Ricketts. And I've asked around all over the league, not just Cardinals people. And even in a day or two, just being there and listening, I can't imagine how much I could learn being around him for a month, let alone just those couple of days.
So here's this one time he dressed me down. It was my first week in spring training as a 23-year-old, didn't even know the guys. We're all signing baseballs. In the clubhouse in St. Petersburg, and I asked Bob Forsch, made that mistake of asking Bob Forsch if we got to keep one of those. It's like, man, I'd love to have an autograph with, Keith Hernandez and all these guys. I mean, all my teammates kind of here in spring training. I didn't make the team, but it's like, can I get one of those balls? So he said, well, all you have to do is go and ask Dave Ricketts. So he was setting me up to go ask Dave, and I said, Dave, do I get one of those baseballs? And about 10 minutes later, he was still yelling at me, saying things like, who do you think you are? You've been here 5 minutes, and you think you're as important as Bruce Sutter and Keith Hernandez? He says, you've only been here 5 minutes. You haven't done anything yet. Why should I give you a baseball? What do you think? these are for you. And oh my goodness. And I mean, a lot of other things in that I won't repeat. But, after about 10 minutes of that, I said, Dave, I don't want one anymore.
So who set you up again?
Bob Force did that.
Gotcha.
Yeah. No. And not maybe the first time, but certainly not the last.
That's so great.
That's great. Rick, I was at the game last night. It was a Monday crowd, not a Friday night crowd, but good for a Monday. And great vibe. I'm glad to see Arenado get a nice round of applause. Fun game.
Well, that's what makes sports great. I always look for those moments because that's, I'm in this business of sport, but at the end of the day, if it's only about winning and losing, then I think we're missing something. And, to have Arenado, I looking at his face on a monitor from the booth and looking down at him, I know that was extremely emotional for him what the crowd did, and it's what's good about sports. A crowd acknowledging somebody's effort and their dedication to their town and to their team, and we know he's on the other team, but we can still love the guy. And I just thought it was great. It really was, and I know it was meaningful to him.
It's really an interesting thing too, Ricky, to kind of just look back at the feeling, the vibe from a year ago. I mean, Nolan, I know he was as frustrated as anybody these last couple of years because his expectations for himself are really high. And maybe sometimes that worked against him, the beating himself up and being really hard on himself, which is a normal thing for athletes. It's just an interesting difference in the I guess I can't come up with a better word than the vibe of the team and the way they present this year compared to these last couple of years.
Yeah, well, and I think he's a great example of that. And I think he actually tried to say that in post-game sound yesterday. He was basically saying, I'm frustrated. I'm not hitting homers. And then I realized, I think he came to the realization that kind of brought everybody else down, essentially. And not that he's trying to do that. I mean, but he made the comment. He looked over at the other side. He goes, boy, that team is having fun. They're jamming. Now, the Cardinals' record is no different than it was a year ago. Think about that.
Right.
Yet feeling was different. And I think it's partly because the veterans were struggling so badly, and everybody was like, man, when our leaders are struggling, it's kind of hard to go to battle against the other team. And despite, kind of what our record is. So I feel like Nolan was recognizing that, I think, pretty astutely.
It's a hard thing, Rick. I mean, we always ask you kind of the broader questions, and especially the ones that are about like the vibe of a clubhouse. But describe that, because every clubhouse I've ever covered, and I've not been in a big league clubhouse, but I know as a college player, it was all about the upperclassmen. The clubhouse was theirs. They ran it. The kids were not going to run it. And as long as there were older guys, they were going to be in charge. And that's definitely what I've seen in the big leagues. How hard is it? I don't want to say hard. How interesting is it to try to, figure out that vibe? Because when your top guys are all feeling good, it's a great thing to have that. But when they're struggling or aging, then it can be a little bit dicey, and not because they want it to be.
Yeah, and it's part of the dynamic of it. That's 100% right, and I don't think it's much different than the senior in college versus the freshman or the senior in high school. I mean, it's the same kind of vibe. It's like, look, we respect you because you've been there, done that, so we're going to acquiesce to you. And who's picking the music in the clubhouse? Who's picking what we wear on the, all that kind of stuff. Who's making decisions for the team? Who's speaking for the team? When the game's over, I mean, everybody's going to go to Arenado. Everybody's going to go to Goldschmidt. Everybody's going to go to Wainwright. That's just kind of what it is, and get sound from them about what happened, or Molina or Pujols. So, the young guys nobody's going to go to Ryan Fernandez and ask him how the team's doing. I mean, they're just not. So, and just picking out a name. And so you become not subservient, but you just acquiesce to the guys who are older. And if they're struggling, then you're going to feel it.
Can I give some credit and admit I was wrong about something at the same time?
I love the second part of that, but go ahead.
I love everything about the tarps off. I was watching the original game. I almost texted Rick during the game, like, what the hell's going on? And but he told me I can't text during the game anymore. But that's neither here nor there.
It is in the restraining order.
He was within his rights. But Kev, it might have been you. We were texting that next day, and you're like, how long do you think this is going to go on? I'm like, I don't know, 5-6 games. It'll peter out. And I was wrong, and I'm glad I was wrong. And these young men and women who are doing this, all the credit in the world. They show up every game, and they represent, and they bring an energy that we were sorely lacking. So way to go.
Yeah, and you're right. I think there was a voice that was thinking, well, maybe this isn't going to catch on, and who knows? I got to say, I was struck by something yesterday, and, everybody always kind of makes the kind of probably improper joke to talk about women being out there, and sometimes there are ladies around just kind of participating and being involved. But yesterday's crowd, for the first time that I saw in the Tarps Off area, was very kind of different in terms of racial component. I mean, there was an awful lot of African-American young kids out there and young kids who were white from who knows where. And I just thought that I kind of dug that too. I think it has a chance to really connect people in a way, young people to the sport and to each other. And I was really kind of excited to see that yesterday.
Yeah, I think that's and there's a reason why this thing is also happening in other cities. It's not. I mean, it's obviously a big thing here, but it's not just St. Louis, because young fans want to have fun at a ballpark, and sometimes the game is enough fun by itself. Sometimes it's just straightforward. Sometimes it's just kind of a slow game.
So we talked about this, but I sat at a soccer game on Saturday at the World Cup game with my daughter and her husband, and after about I'd say 10 minutes into the game, I felt like I was Ecuadorian. I mean, basically everybody at Arrowhead, I mean, it was 69,000 people. Most were rooting for Ecuador, sat next to a young family from Ecuador, was getting some translation on some of the cheers they were doing. It was an absolute party. You think Tarps Off is fun. I mean, that World Cup soccer environment, I was so thrilled by that. And what you're saying, the score was 0-0.
Right.
For those non-soccer aficionados, nothing.
Uh-oh.
But it was anything but boring. It was a great time. I'm so grateful that I had a chance to go to it.
All right, buddy. Have a great call. We'll talk to you on Thursday.
All right. Talk soon, guys.
Cardinals fans, this is Ricky Horton. Have you ever had a dream of meeting your favorite former Cardinals? You can make those dreams come true all season long with St. Louis Cardinals alumni experiences. You can join me and other former Cardinals players at events including Cardinals Conversations, Fans at Bat, Turn 2 with Ozzy, Cardinals Kids Clinics, and Cardinals Fantasy Camps. Don't miss your chance to make lifelong memories. Visit cardinals.com/alumni for more information.
If you're craving baseball conversations about your favorite players, alumni, and franchise memories, you'll love that Cardinals Magazine is dedicated to the stories that matter most to you. From Gold Gloves to championship rings, from the Wizard and Willie to Albert, Yachty, Uncle Charlie, and well beyond. Their careers define our pages. Treat yourself or a friend to a subscription today at cardinals.com/magazine. Cardinals Magazine, past, present, and future, it's all here.
It's 2:46. This time check is sponsored by Paramount Men's Medical Center.
Amendment 4 on the August ballot hides some ugly facts. It would create a new minority veto power, but only for ballot issues that are citizen-led.
I just say no to that.
Amendment 4 permanently ends majority rule for citizen-led ballot issues.
I'm a no on 4.
Politicians put Amendment 4 on the ballot to severely limit citizens' constitutional power.
I say no on 4.
4 is a power grab by politicians. It lets one congressional district veto reforms backed by the majority of voters statewide, giving as few as 5% of voters control over the rest of us.
That's why I say no to 4.
4 would make it nearly impossible to rein in out-of-control politicians.
I say heck no.
4 takes away our constitutional power we've used for over 100 years to pass reforms that politicians wouldn't. Keep majority rule and your power. Just say no to Amendment 4. It's an ugly politician power grab. Paid for by Missourians for Fair Governance.
Get ready for a night back with legendary hits and non-stop energy. Brian Adams is bringing the Roll with the Punches tour to Enterprise Center Friday, July 24th.
Hello, this is Brian Adams.
Sing along to the classics as Brian Adams delivers an unforgettable night of rock anthems. Plus, special guests Pat Benatar and Neil Giraldo. Brian Adams, July 24th. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
After a disaster, emotional recovery takes time. Show Me Hope Missouri offers free, confidential support wherever you are. Call or text 1-800-985-5990 and connect with a local crisis counselor today. From Missouri Department of Mental Health.
While the world watches the stars at the FIFA World Cup this summer, Hyundai has its eyes on the next generation of talent. The future stars who are already turning heads at age 14. Because next doesn't wait for an invitation. And neither do we. Hyundai has always moved the future within reach. We did it when we made advanced safety standard on every vehicle and engineered EVs with ultra-fast charging capability. Because the future isn't some far-off concept. It's already here. Next starts now. Hyundai, an official partner of FIFA.
At EasyCater, we believe every workday gets better with great food. Like that morning status meeting. Always better with bagels. And don't forget the coffee. Ops team working late? How about some power bowls to keep them going strong? Sandy's celebrating 10 years at the company. This calls for cupcakes. With EasyCater, you get a huge variety of favorite restaurants with tools to help meet dietary needs and stay on budget, all on one platform. So make every workday better with EasyCater. Start an order at easycater.com.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS on KMOX. We have Neil Gilman coming up at 3. If you're interested in the real estate market in St. Louis, he'll tell you everything about it. 4 p.m., we have the Think Tank with St. Charles County Executive Steve Ellman and Representative Steve Butts. Rach, tell me about the Amazon guy.
Let's see here. Oh, okay. I had a couple Amazon stories, so I wanted to see which one we were talking about. So there's a man, he works as an Amazon delivery driver, but he also has a side gig of doing assignments for students and taking exams for them. And he gets paid to do it. And he earned over $2 million just taking care of assignments and doing exams. I'm assuming he was doing online exams for these kids. And now he's in trouble. And I'm looking at the situation going, hey, at least they're not using AI. They're doing the honorable thing, and they're hiring someone to do their work for them and write their papers for them.
Adding to the
like
economy.
Like we did back in the day.
Yeah.
Yes, it grows the economy.
I don't want to hear any of those kids ever complaining about jobs.
Why is he in trouble and not the kids? The kids should be in trouble. If you hire... If I hire someone to murder someone... Well, that's not a good example. I guess the murderer still gets in trouble.
That's correct. That's correct.
But that's a crime. Like, doing someone's assignment for them isn't a crime.
I think sitting in on exams is actually a crime.
What?
Now, this person says he wasn't aware that he needed authority from the university, so he didn't, realize he was committing a crime. I think he just knew he was doing something shady and bad, but it wasn't actually illegal. But he was charged with fraud because of false representation.
100%. Yeah, don't do that.
3 years imprisonment.
$2 million.
Boy,
what is he charging these kids?
Well, or how many of them are there?
Yeah, Vic says, why is he driving for Amazon? If the guy can ace all these tests.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. All I know
if he has $2 million in his bank account.
Yeah, the college is really expensive and it comes with a lot of weight attached to it after the fact. And now you're just making it so that you're less likely to succeed because you're not actually doing any of the work. So whether you're relying on AI or you're paying someone else to do the work for you, you're wasting your money even more, or your parents' money, one way or the other.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's almost like a lot of these kids just go to college because they feel like it's what they're supposed to do, or it's a status symbol thing, or it's just to go and party, and the work itself is just kind of beside the point. I'm going to close the window because somebody's yelling.
Somebody's yelling and honking.
Who knows what they're going to say?
Yeah, they're going to be. I heard a dude going, ah!
Only at KMOX do you have the St. Louis ambiance.
The sounds of the city.
You hear it as we hear it.
But like, so if a student's caught doing that, they get expelled, right?
I would think so.
Like, to me, that would be automatic.
Yeah.
If you're paying someone else to do your work, you're done here. You don't get to be here anymore. And you can explain to your parents why you're not going to graduate and then let them deal with you.
Vic says, Kevin reminds me, is the guy who would remind the teachers forgot to give homework.
Never. You just keep quiet. No, we had that person in our class in grade school. That was Monica. Not cool.
Monica sucks.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Monica catching strays.
At the end of the day, listen.
Good thing we closed the window. Monica
you
could
get
be
to
out
the
there.
end of the day at least once a week, and we're about ready to leave, and nobody has said anything about homework, and she'll be like, raise her hand. Do we have any homework? We're like, no.
Didn't you go to a boys' school?
High school. This was grade school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We almost caught him in another lie.
Yeah.
I'm about to get him.
Yesterday we found out he doesn't speak French at all.
Huh?
You don't remember that?
No, I was kidding.
Oh.
It's Le Monica.
Joel says, screw you, Monica.
I got to tell you, dude. Yeah, she was that, though. She was the teacher's pet. And it was like, come on. Just chill.
Man, I just found it kind of refreshing. The kids weren't using AI for once.
Well,
they're just doing some good old-fashioned cheating.
Good old-fashioned cheating, yeah. Cheat like parents did in the 60s.
Yeah.
Is it wrong that I'm so messed up about all this AI stuff that I would rather see the fraud than AI?
To me, they're the same
That's what
thing.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
To me, it's the same thing.
Yeah, but at least this guy, before he got caught, got to make a little money.
Yeah. Sacre bleu.
Well, ChatGPT is making all the money from the people using that.
Tell you guys about Universal Windows Direct, and this is pretty simple. It really is. To me, it's twofold. One is, do they have a great window? And a subset of that is, what's their warranty and guarantee like? And if a window company out there these days doesn't offer you a lifetime warranty, that should give you a moment of pause. Because these things are built to last a lifetime. And with Universal Windows Direct, if something breaks, we're going to come out, we're going to take care of it. You're not going to pay a dime once you buy our windows. So that's number one. Then the second is, okay, what kind of deal are you giving me? Well, Universal Windows Direct has given you, the DGS listener, several different deals. You know, it changes, sort of like Zero Res. This is a good one. I think this is the best one they've had so far. And it will probably end at the end of this month, just to give you guys a little heads up. If you're interested, at least have them out to the house, have a conversation, get your name on the list. Like, hey, I called you guys back when you had this deal. The deal is buy 4 windows, get 4 for free, so 50% off. 48 months, 0% interest financing, same as cash. 314-334-2522 or go to universalwindowsdirect.com.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Please be advised, you may want to stop eating the following foods immediately. Broccoli, kale, blueberries, quinoa, spinach.
I thought those were good for me.
What's healthy for one person may cause inflammation for another. So how do you know what your body actually needs? That's where Viome comes in. Viome is a simple, at-home gut health test that analyzes your real-time biology to give you personalized nutrition guidance and custom supplements. Learn more at Viome.com/gut. V as in Victor, Viome.com/GUT. And use coupon code GUTHEALTH50 to save $50 off your purchase.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-329-1010. That's 1-800-329-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-329-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
If you suffer from burning, tingling, or numb feet, pay special attention as we discuss neuropathy with Dr. Patton, D.C. Doctor, what is neuropathy?
Peripheral neuropathy is nerve damage to the feet and legs.
What are the symptoms?
The symptoms are numbness, burning, tingling, pain, and loss of balance.
Is neuropathy treatable?
It's absolutely treatable, and we have amazing results.
If you have burning, tingling, numbness, coldness in your feet or hands or balance issues, call us at Comprehensive Integrated Health today for a nerve damage screening. The screening will tell if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a candidate for our cutting-edge treatment program. Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe nothing can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, and even amputations. The first 10 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening. Call 636-355-8662. 636-355-8662 for your free nerve damage screening. 636-355-8662.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 3 o'clock, it is partly sunny, 80 degrees. I'm Maria Aquina in for Michael Calhoun. The White House pushing back on reports that the Iranians are not agreeing to allowing weapons inspections to monitor damaged nuclear facilities. Iran has said they have not met with the international weapons inspectors and have no plans to do so. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, after landing in Abu Dhabi, says he cannot answer why the Iranians are saying that they will not meet with them, at least not publicly.
We know what they agreed to. I don't know why they have to say the things they say. Whatever their internal or domestic politics is, I guess they'll navigate it. But we know what they agreed to do, and now they'll either do it or they won't.
Officials with the IAEA, the International Nuclear Watchdog, say they have no meeting scheduled with the Iranians. Today, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that Border Patrol agents have more authority to deny certain green card holders. ABC's Devin Dwyer explains.
The justices today, the conservative majority now bolstering the ability of federal border agents to remove green card holders, lawful permanent residents who are accused of committing a crime when they come to a port of entry. In this case, involved a person coming back from China, arriving at JFK Airport, had been charged with a crime in New Jersey. The border agent said, you are no longer going to be a legal permanent resident.
This hour, the St. Louis County Council is meeting with the chance to end a looming crisis at the County Justice Center for weeks. County Health Director Dr. Kanika Cunningham has been warning the public if the council does not approve funding they cut for health care workers at the jail, services would be slashed. Earlier today, County Executive Dr. Sam Page shared those service changes, and he says it will happen tomorrow. Acting Justice Services Director Tim Ware.
Department of Justice Services' ability to accept detainees at the jail will be drastically reduced. Without nurses to conduct medical screening, police departments will be required to take arrestees to the hospital for medical clearance before we can accept them.
The council held the bill last week due to a lack of meeting with Cunningham, who tells KMOX they have not met since, and the council has not made themselves available, at least until tomorrow. Illinois announcing more than $27 million in library grants. Secretary of State A librarian, who is also a librarian, Alexi Janulia, says their grants come at a time when federal support for libraries across the country face threats of rollbacks.
While others are pulling back, we are stepping up. With the support of the Illinois General Assembly, we're making significant investments in literacy, technology, educational opportunity, and the fundamental right to access information.
The grants will support public libraries, school libraries, library construction projects, new security enhancements, and technological upgrades across Illinois. At 3:03, it is time for an update of the St. Louis Business Index. Here's Stifel Senior Vice President for Investment, Scott Bedell. Hi, Scott.
Hi, Maria. Good afternoon, everyone. If you are heavily invested in chips and technology, you had a difficult day today. The NASDAQ Composite Index lost 2.2%, falling to 25,587. The Standard & Poor's 500 Index, not quite as bad, off 1.4% to 7,365, while the Dow Jones Industrial Average, with the best performance today, off just 47 points or 0.1% at 51,665. The Bloomberg St. Louis Stock Index also sliding today, off 0.4% to 1,697. Looking at some local stocks, Anheuser-Busch up 2 2/3% at $82.99. Bellring Brands jumped 10 3/4% to close at $11.27. On the downside, Stifel Financial slid 1/3% at $73.56. Boeing fell 1.9% at $216.71. And finally, Emerson Electric dropped 4 3/4%. They close at $143.14. This has been Scott Bedell from Stifel Financial, member SIPC and New York Stock Exchange. For more information on our firm, we invite you to explore our website at stifel.com.
A check of traffic this hour. Major delays for 270 drivers at Riverview at exit 34, backed all the way up to 367, and they're reporting to expect delays right now up to 1 hour. That's because the right lane is down there for construction. From the Saluga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, weather is sponsored by McKelvey Homes.
What a delightful afternoon across St. Louis for June. 81 for the high, sunshine and total control. Tonight, a few clouds around 64. Wednesday, partly sunny, a couple of showers, thunder showers here and there, but very limited, 84 degrees. Thursday, same story, partly sunny, a couple of showers and thunder showers, but limited, 85 degrees. I think there'll be a little uptick in shower and thunderstorm activity Thursday night and again on Friday. From the Saluga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
St. Peter's, it is 79, 80 degrees in Florissant, and 80 downtown of the Arch. I'm Maria Aquina, KMOX News.
McKelvey Homes is breaking ground on something new in O'Fallon, Strawberry Farms. When McKelvey builds something, they do it right. Visit McKelvey Homes to schedule a tour at Strawberry Farms in O'Fallon. Visit McKelveyHomes.com today and move up to McKelvey.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
What's your favorite song, Rach?
Oh, sorry, my mic wasn't working. I love this song. I've really grown to appreciate it.
I'm glad. Neil Gelman, the sexy Gelman, is with us right now. Neil, good to talk to you, my friend. How are you?
How are you, buddy?
Doing
you know
well.
Why you think I'm sexy?
Why
Because
is
we
that?
look alike.
I know. It's like looking in a sexy mirror is what it's like.
Exactly.
I know what I would look
How
like
are
if
ya?
I were 6'2" and thin, so. Doing well. So let me.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. The kids are great. Phoebe's on an adventure out of state, so can't complain at all.
Nice.
Let me ask you the question that you get asked every cocktail party you go to. How is the St. Louis market?
It's unbelievable. So I'll give you some real quick stats. So inventory is still the issue, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So active number of listings in St. Louis County are down year over year 16%.
Mm-hmm.
St. Charles County down year over year 22%. Okay? Number of sales in St. Charles County and St. Louis County are down very similar, about 33%. Okay? But medium sale prices are up considerably. In St. Louis County, they're up around 18.5%. St. Charles is up about 7%. And, keep in mind that varies by price point, by neighborhood, and area as well.
So nationally, I'm hearing that it's flat. And what I have been saying, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, in my lives for you guys, is that it's still fair in St. Louis. And I really, truly mean this. It's not just because you guys, employ me, that the more even it is, the better the realtor you need. The same way that if you have a complicated medical issue, you need the best doctor you can find. And when it's a complicated up 20 this, down 18 that, you need the best realtor you can get.
Agreed. And I'll tell you, so really quick on national stats, so you understand. So in 2021, it was peak of the market, 8 million sales on a national level, 24 and 25, 4 million homes sold. We're actually trending, Dave, below 4 million this year, sitting at about 3.8%. And that being said, what there is right now in the market is a huge disconnect between buyers and sellers. Even though it is a true seller's market, when you look at the economics, the buyers still have control. So in order to get top dollar, you need to prepare your home for sale, price it accordingly, and then market the heck out of this and cast the broadest net, which is what we do. We always like to say we're a marketing team that happens to focus on real estate.
Yeah, and again, I talk about you guys several times a week, and I do my best in 60 seconds. But when I say that the Gelman team, eXp Realty, have resources that other realtors just don't have, can you kind of describe what I'm talking about?
Absolutely. So when it comes to, for example, the luxury market, okay, which is in St. Louis with eXp is over 750,000. We're the only realtor that's going to put your house in the Wall Street Journal, Barron's, Robb Report, Upmarket, Global's Mansion, etc. And you're looking at some of these publications that have over 40 million unique visitors a month. In addition, we're the only brokerage in the United States that's part of the international MLS, which is over 120 countries, and the only brokerage that's part of the Zillow of China. So, you never know where your buyer's coming from, but we cast the broadest net. And that's definitely what differentiates us. And we're having a record year on luxury. We had a record year last year when it comes to luxury as well. However, we handle every price point. And, even though the market's down significantly, we are actually having the best year in the history of our company.
How's the Bean brother doing?
Everybody's doing great.
Good.
Everybody's doing great.
Excellent.
We're building the team. We're looking at adding good quality agents, and we're just fine tuning everything we do. Since what's interesting, Dave, is since COVID and since inventory has declined significantly, most agents aren't spending much money at all. They figure they can put a sign in the yard, it's going to sell quick. Problem is, if it doesn't sell quick, what do? The Gelman team, on the other hand, we've actually probably doubled, if not more, our marketing budget for our properties. We don't ever want to take anything for granted.
If you guys want to find out what the Gelman team thinks your house is worth, you just go to the front page of thegelmanteam.com, put in your address, they'll give you a number. And if you are moved by that number, it's exciting to you or it pisses you off, either way, you can call the guys and have a one-on-one conversation, 314-336-1991. Neil, let's get together soon.
Dave, great to talk to you. Thank you, my brother.
You're welcome, buddy. Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Good guys. I like those guys. Let me complain about something. I haven't done that in 8 minutes. As you know, the roads in St. Louis are terrible. They're just terrible. And, me and the guys, we're down. I don't live downtown, but I say I live downtown because I'm down here all day, every day. And it's just awful. You know what's worse? Illinois. And I'm an Illinois guy, East Side guy, born and bred, proud to be. I think some of the nicest neighborhoods and communities and towns in our metro area are across the river in Illinois. But man, if you drive out of downtown, down 70, 64, heading off to O'Fallon or Woodruff or something like that, I know I'm driving a Jeep, which is a rattle trap, right? Just shakes your fillings out. But oh my God. Have you guys, going back to Illinois, have you clocked this, just how bad the roads are? No?
I mean, I always take Route 3. That's like the main way I take, and it's fine to me.
Oh,
I don't know. What do
man.
you think, Andrew?
Yeah, I take Route 3 every day. It's fine. I mean, it's not great.
Yeah,
but
I'm not I can't wait for my luxurious smooth ride, but I don't notice that it's unpleasant.
None of the
Let me take you for a ride in the Jeep.
Missouri
Well, the
streets
Jeep
are
is
better.
different. Yeah, the Jeep it's bumpy.
Yeah, I feel the bumps quite a bit.
It's like the Princess and the Pea.
Yeah.
Am I the Pea?
The Dave and the Jeep.
Am I the Pea?
That's how we know it's truly Dave if he can.
I'm just a tiny little pea. That's all I am.
That's it. That's Dave.
This will piss some people off, but the Vatican has just reiterated and refused a request from within the church to allow females to give sermons. So for all of Catholicism that I know about, and I'm certainly not an expert, it's always been a male who is a ordained priest or a deacon. And people are saying, hey, it's not 1026, it's 2026. And women are pretty smart and they have their own ideas. And maybe, just maybe, they would have a message that would edify the community. How about that? The Vatican's like, no, it's the way it is. And I've said many times before that I think religions are like clubs. And if you belong to one, you should either follow the rules or try to change it from the inside. I'm not a Catholic. I'm not on the inside, and I don't have to follow any of their rules. But it just seems to me very anachronistic that we're still going by the interpretations of these writings from thousands of years ago when women had clearly a different role in society. That has changed. I don't know why it would piss God off that females would have an opinion or be able to talk in front of a Catholic church, but evidently it would. Thoughts?
Doesn't make any sense. The problem is these things were all, quote unquote, decided in a period of history where men did do all of those things. That's why it is the way it is. It's not for any good reason. It's not for any explainable quality reason. It's just because that's how it used to be. That's the explanation. And that's a terrible explanation. Well, that's the way it is because that's the way it used to be. If that was the case, then there would be all kinds of problems in the world. Like slavery used to be. Glad it's not anymore in most places. I mean, it's very, worldwide, yeah, it exists, but not near the level it did 200 years ago. Because we realize, yeah, that's bad. We probably don't, let's not do that anymore. But yet, we're just going to stick with this same old set of circumstances because that's what people decided whenever they decided it. Same thing with about priests getting married. They used to be able to get married. And then whatever it was, 1,000 years ago, they changed it. 1,500, I don't remember exactly when it was. They changed it. And, well, because they decided that then, can't go back on that. Doesn't make any sense. It wasn't that way originally.
So the reason that's I'm not a Catholic, but the theological reason that's given that I can find online right now, as far as why women are not allowed to be priests, is that Jesus only selected men to be his apostles, and the priesthood is an extension of apostleship. So they would just keep it to the men.
Right, except that people, again, centuries ago, decided to ignore the women in the Bible who had roles in Jesus' life, except for Mary, except for his mother. Because there were other women. There are gospels written, at least one, by a woman that was not approved because the people making the decision thousands of years ago didn't think that women should have opinions or have a voice or be able to write a gospel.
Well, is that the same as apostleship, though?
Well, I don't know. I mean, if it was somebody that was kept close as
he
a part
had
of the
12
group.
apostles. His disciples, his apostles.
Right. But again, in that time, 2,000 years ago, it was completely a male-dominated society. A woman could only do whatever her father or husband allowed her to do in that time. So it was all done within the scope of what the world was at that time. I don't know that we need to be making those decisions now the same way for the same reasons. Because the reasons back then, if you gave those reasons now, would sound ridiculous. They can't think as straight as men. They're not as smart as men, whatever. I mean, we all know that stuff's nonsense. Right? Yeah. I mean, it's and the fact that there's no real qualitative reason to make this determination. It's just, it's the way it's always been. Okay. Well, that doesn't mean it was done. I mean, it was done in the context of its time, and then time changes. And you're allowed to adapt with that to better spread the word, which would be the point. Would you be better off or worse off with more people having the ability to spread the word? Would you be better off or worse off if more people could join the priesthood or would join the priesthood if they could be married and be a priest? What would be better for the organization? What would be better for spreading the word? Including more people in that process or eliminating people from that process?
The whole thing makes me feel cozier being an agnostic because it just sounds made up. I mean, let's just say it. It just does. Like a book was written in the Bronze Age, and now millennia later, we're like, I don't know, it's pretty okay with slavery and women being third-class citizens.
I mean,
and that's not how we have evolved. So either we have evolved wrongly and we're living an ungodly life, or maybe we're just basing it on Bronze Age sensibilities.
This is a different thing, right? I mean, religious belief is very different than the structure of a country. But our country's changed. At its formation, who could vote? White men who own land. And that's it. Not women, nobody of color. And if you weren't a landowner, good luck. So we also qualified different groups of people as having less rights, right? Women did not have the right to vote. Black people did not have the right to vote and only counted as a third of a person. We adapted because we realized, that's not great. That's not the right way to go. We are better off not doing that. And I know, I understand religious dogma is different than a 250-year-old country. It's just it's kind of the point.
But it's not immune from logic.
No, that's my point. Right. That's exactly what I'm getting to. Right. Which is why I'm asking the question. Would you be better off with more people spreading the word that you want to spread? Would you be better off with more people wanting to join the priesthood or less? Because a lot of guys I know, I grew up in Catholic schools. I know a lot of guys that would have thought about going into the priesthood, but they did not want to give up the opportunity to have families.
Right. I'm just reading more about I just want to try to be fair because we are presenting they should just do it. But none of us are practicing Catholics, so we don't really, we're all kind of just speaking out of how we think it should be, right? So apparently the church teaches that men and women are equal when it comes to dignity and value. They just possess distinct roles. And apparently the Catholic Church highlights the feminine genius, which is nurturing, intuition, collaboration, celebrating these more feminine traits or things that women typically, not always, but typically are thriving in. And the priesthood thing is just a separate, we only do men for this, just like women are the only people who are nuns. I don't necessarily look at the situation and go it's oppressing women or thinking of women as second-class citizens.
If we weren't having this discussion and I just started a conversation with you, Rach, and I told you what you just told me, here's how I view men and women. We have different this, and you're very soft and you're good at some things, but you're not like me where you have authority. If I said that to you outside of religion, you probably wouldn't like me much.
I think it depends on the nature of the conversation because people have different beliefs about that. And sometimes it applies and sometimes it doesn't, but I don't think it automatically is I don't know. I maybe it's a little arrogant to be the church who has been doing this for thousands of years are just dead wrong and they have no reason to do it other than they don't think women are equal. I don't know if that's the reason behind the decision.
Well, I know this. The church's leadership has handled scandals so poorly it couldn't have been done any worse if women were included in the leadership.
Okay.
I mean, you had generations of leadership cover up pedophiles. Shuffle them around.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
move
that's
them.
not really what we're talking about.
No, this is
at all.
what I'm questioning is the judgment of the leadership. The judgment of the cardinals and the bishops and the people who had positions of power who thought, well, women can't do this. This is a man's job. You failed. You guys did not do your job. You did not protect the people in your flock. And in fact, not only did you not protect them, you shifted the predators around without telling anybody, so more people were exposed. And now, is it everyone? Of course not. Of course not. I mean, my uncle who passed away is a Catholic priest, one of the greatest people I knew. I have an aunt that's passed away, was a nun. I have another aunt on my wife's side who's a nun. I am very cool with Catholics. But the message that we are the ones who know how to do things is clearly not correct, because the ones that were in charge did not make the right calls when real world things came up. I'm not talking about matters of religious doctrine or dogma or belief. I'm talking about how you've done your job leading and protecting your flock. And to say that a certain group of people can't do that because they were born the wrong sex is really silly.
Good conversation. I'll tell you guys about Mark Cantor, attorney at law, one of the sponsors to the show. And it's not Mark Cantor against the guys who say that they have the biggest law firm in the world. It's not mano a mano. I just don't like those guys, and I don't like what people like that stand for, and I don't like what they've done to my former profession, which I still take very seriously. I worked hard in law school and passed multiple bar exams and practiced for 10 years and feel like I still have some skin in the game, and I don't like the trajectory that the legal profession has taken. If you do, you're not going to like Mark Cantor because he's a throwback. He's old school. He's an OG. He's been trying cases for decades. He's very well known by every judge, every court clerk, every bailiff, every defense attorney. They all know Mark Cantor. I would be shocked if any of them don't have respect for Mark, don't have a little bit of fear going against him because he's been very, very successful. Named to the Lawyers Weekly Top 10 Power List for the second time in his career. Only 10 make it, right? Out of the thousands of attorneys within the sound of my voice. If you or someone you care about is injured and you think someone else may be responsible, call Mark 314-628-9999 or CantorInjuryLaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Are you looking for a podcast about pro football that doesn't put you to sleep with an avalanche of analytics or insult your fandom with brainless hot takes? Well, hi. I'm Dan Hansis.
And I'm Mark Sessler.
Oh, hi, Mark. And we're the hosts of Heed the Call, the NFL podcast you've been waiting your whole life for.
Heed the Call covers every game, every storyline, everything that matters, and we do it all with a touch of mirth.
Football is fun. Why shouldn't your football podcast be the same?
Follow and listen to Heed the Call NFL podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WEB-NOW1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
Grammy Award-winning quintet Punch Brothers returns to Powell Hall for a special evening of genre-defying contemporary bluegrass music, featuring the virtuosic talents of mandolinist Chris Thiele, guitarist Chris Eldridge, bassist Paul Cowart, banjoist Noam Pikelny, and violinist Brittany Haas. Punch Brothers creates music and lyrics that are both intellectually daring and emotionally resonant. This is modern string music at its most thrilling, bold, brilliant, and unforgettable. Wednesday, June 24th at Powell Hall at the Jack C. Taylor Music Center. Tickets at slso.org.
Taking care of
of your health shouldn't feel complicated. That's why we created NeoVitan to make nutrition easy. Our doctor-formulated vitamins are designed for real life and delivered straight to your door with our monthly subscription. No guesswork, no running out. Just clean, high-quality supplements manufactured in the USA using the finest domestic and international ingredients. Subscribe today at neovitan.com and take one simple step toward better daily nutrition. Visit neovitan.com and start making nutrition easy today.
Considering buying or selling a home? When it comes to the Gelman team with eXp Realty, numbers don't lie. Over 1,500 Google and Zillow 5-star reviews, nearly 6,000 homes, and $2.5 billion in real estate sold. Call 314-336-1991, thegelmanteam.com.
Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Short segment here. We went really long on that one, which is also cool. We get to do that. We can kind of use the clock as we wanted. Dave Murray's going to join us at 3:35. The Think Tank, which if you're new to the show, we get a couple of people from opposite sides of the aisle who we think are still reasonable. And today is Steve Ellman and Steve Butts. Lots to talk about nationally and locally. A Crumble employee on TikTok says he got in trouble for telling customers that 148 grams of sugar in their new dirty sodas, quote, probably isn't the best for your health.
I mean, is he saying anything other than the obvious?
I guess you can't say the obvious if it goes against your employer.
I guess,
I'm wondering if it was an unsolicited opinion type of thing. Like,
yeah, who's
hey,
going to say, what do you think of this?
I'll take the crazy cousin soda. And he's like, this is going to send you into some sort of shock.
All of us shopping at Crumble know exactly what we're doing.
It's a good point.
It's very tasty, but we know it's not good for us.
Crumble's a bridge too far for me.
I'm the
Too
same
big?
way.
A
little too expensive.
Even a bite of a Crumble cookie, I can feel the sugar on my teeth.
Okay.
I've never had one.
And I'm a sugar face.
I mean, they're good, but they're a lot.
Well, and I'm also like $6 for a cookie. Like, I'm sure it's great, but I'm fine. I got plenty of dollar cookies that I'm very, very happy with over
I've been happy with the cookies that I've eaten there. They're totally good, but yes, it's a lot of money.
Tell you guys about Bethesda. Bethesda is very near and dear to my heart. My mom passed away there. It'll be 2 years, July 26th. She spent about 5 months in their care at Bethesda Dilworth, which is a skilled care with memory care and hospice care in that facility. They have many like that, north, south, east, and west. They have assisted living for the kind of in-between. They need a little bit of help, but they don't need to be, checked on 24/7 by a nurse. A lot of people who fall into that category. We have lovely, lovely places with great people who take care of you. We have 7 independent living apartments where you're living independent, man. I mean, we have restaurants, but we always try to be in neighborhoods that are very vital. We have restaurants and coffee shops and bookstores and grocery stores and that kind of thing. If you need a little help, we have a little help. You may talk to someone different, but if you want to talk to my friend Michelle, who's been at Bethesda for 31 years and just has a heart of gold, she'll be happy to walk you through all the different options. She'll be hoping that you pick Bethesda, but if you don't, you're going to part as friends. Simply go to BethesdaHealth.org, hit the Contact Us button, complete a short little form, and we'll get right back to you.
The thing that you need in the morning, when you first wake up.
Total Information AM.
I like to be informed with the news and like to know, like in the mornings, I like to know what's going on.
Debbie Monterey, Megan Lynch, Tom Ackerman.
It's always smart to know what's going on.
Your morning news and information.
The national and local news.
Weather.
Sports.
I like the traffic reports.
Total Information AM.
I listen to it in the mornings, so it really gets me going.
Total Information AM. Weekdays 5 to 9 on the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
If you are looking for a place for independent living for older adults, the place is Fairwinds River's Edge in St. Charles. It was voted U.S. News and World Report's best independent living for 5 consecutive years. They have social events for the residents there, wellness programs. Just go to fairwindsriversedge.com. Schedule a tour and hear about all of the great new updated spaces, all the dining, the social events, the best. fairwindsriversedge.com.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, we've got a jam out west on eastbound 44. It's backed up from the St. Clair rest area into about St. Clair. We had roadwork going on at the front end there. I think they're getting it picked up, but it is bumper to bumper. Several miles of traffic solidly jammed through there. Speaking of roadwork, we've got it going on eastbound 270 as you get onto the Chain of Rocks Bridge headed into Illinois, and traffic is jammed back to almost New Halls Ferry on eastbound 270 in North County for the same reason. Westbound Highway 70 has some heavy traffic just west of 94 out to Cave Springs. After that, it's moving pretty well. Southbound 170 delays south of Olive down to 64, heavier at the Parkway. Westbound 64 backed up Kings Highway to Clayton Skinker, Clarkson to Topgolf, and approaching 364 out towards Prospect. Southbound 270, 364 all the way down through Manchester, 44 down to Tesson Ferry. There's a couple of slowdowns. Illinois traffic, eastbound 64 from 3rd Street on to 5570 past 203 is backed up. 64 eastbound 111 to 157 you're on the brakes, and northbound 255 from 5570 up to Horseshoe Lake Road is bumper to bumper. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Staples presents Celebrations Made Easy.
I was throwing a party for the twins and had custom invites and a banner printed at Staples. And that's when I saw Party City is now at Staples.
Party City? No way!
So now Staples has all your printing needs and everything you need for a party.
Everything times 2.
And now at Staples, save 25% on all custom banners.
Party City is now at Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in-store, online, or on the app. Some banners available same day when ordered by 12 p.m. Hence 8-1 exclusions apply.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been diagnosed with mesothelioma, call us now. $30 billion was set aside for meso victims. And in most cases, your claim is settled out of court without a jury trial. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
You don't need a lab coat to change the future of cancer. You just need to show up. From first-time riders to lifelong champions, from corporate teams to kids, Pedal the Cause brings together thousands who put their hope into action. Ride, volunteer, lead a team, support a rider, because cures don't happen by chance. They happen when a community takes action. We are the answer to cancer. Join us at pedalthecause.org.
The smartest way to do your homework is Heckman Lumber.
Thinking about building a new deck? Start with the trained professionals at Hackman Lumber, home of one of the largest inventories of decking materials and accessories in Missouri. From treated lumber and cedar to all the leading names in decking, their team will help you choose the perfect materials for your dream deck. Then finish it off with endless railing options, balusters, and LED deck lighting to bring your backyard to life. Hackman Lumber will not be undersold on in-stock decking materials, guaranteed. Do it yourself? Their team is ready to help. Also, check out their expanded paint department with custom color matching. And don't forget, follow Hackman Lumber on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok to catch weekly deals, specials, and project inspiration all season long. Or visit us at hackmanstl.com. Locations in St. Peters, Troy, and Pacific, Missouri.
Today, the Cards, the D-backs.
Cameron Total Access 550. First pitch 645.
Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Dave Murray's weather forecast is sponsored by Chesterfield Fence and Deck. Chesterfield Fence and Deck is your premier provider of fences, decks, patios, sunrooms, and more. Call them for a free estimate today, now offering 20% off your next outdoor project. Chesterfield Fence and Deck, chesterfieldfence.com.
Welcome back, DGS 336. Dave Murray brought to you by the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center. Hello, Dave.
Hello there.
Went to the game last night. Man, what a just
spectacular.
Picture perfect. Just gorgeous. Yeah.
Yeah, and especially when you consider that we're almost out of the month of June.
I know.
Now that stuff is coming back.
Yeah.
Not right away, but it will be coming back.
You know who's not worried? Kevin Wheeler.
Nope.
Got a brand
Nope.
new AC system.
Yeah.
All
you needed
right.
that, boy.
Sit there eating his crumble cookies.
Dude. not in a big habit of it, but that sounds like a good plan.
Does. Absolutely does.
What's your guys' favorite kind of cookie?
You mean
Kind or store?
Kind. Like if you could have any kind.
I just love how we both jumped on that. Like,
we need details, Rach, because this is a very important question.
What are you asking us?
And if I'm going to stake my reputation on this, I want to make sure I'm answering properly. Just a great big peanut butter cookie, sugar on top. You can put other stuff in it, but it's not necessary. It's great just like that.
You're a little bit of a Nancy boy, aren't you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Jeez.
When it comes to my peanut butter cookies,
I'm a purist. I'm going straight chocolate chip.
Yeah.
You can dress
I'm
it up
going-
if you want, but that's what I'm.
Oatmeal raisin for me.
All right.
Okay.
For some reason, I like that. I don't know why.
They're good.
Yeah, they are.
They're
good.
legit good.
Andrew?
I like to eat Nancy Boys. Doesn't that sound like a cookie?
Hey, let's do it.
does.
Nancy Boys cookies.
It sounds like an amazing cookie.
It
Sounds
better
like the
sound
best
like
cookie.
one.
I would buy those cookies.
That's my next tattoo.
We could probably charge $8 a cookie for Nancy Boys cookies.
I like all cookies, but right now I'm really craving like a cake cookie with pink icing. My grandma would
Boom.
make those for Valentine's Day. Oh, so
You
good.
could do Bubba Gump on cookies right now. Sugar cookies and
What kind of cookies do you not like?
I don't like cookies that are all crunchy. I need the soft center.
Man, I think if you put a cookie in front of me, I'm probably taking a stab at it, no matter what it is.
If it's got
Yeah, my
coconut in it, I'm gonna pass.
Yeah, my favorite cookie is a Malamar.
Describe.
Oh,
It's
those
a-
are great.
Yeah, and that
I
just
don't know why
came
it
to your
sounded
head,
like
right?
sounded like JFK
Those.
or RFK Jr. there.
They're
You're
relative-
like JFK now.
You know, like that's my JFK impression. I love cookies. He was always
they're
saying that.
relatively
He's
small.
not gonna eat cookies. They have sugar.
I love cookies.
They have like a graham cracker crust,
Okay.
marshmallow, and it's coated in dark chocolate.
There you go.
Megan
And
likes
you
those.
can
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Megan loves those because they usually, for some reason, most brands they don't put milk in them.
We had those
okay.
I guess dark chocolate and marshmallow.
in South Roxana,
Yeah.
but the Hoosier version were pinwheels.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Same idea.
Yeah.
Just shaped
Same
differently,
thing.
right?
They're just a little bigger. Pinwheels are bigger.
Do they have the marshmallows in the pinwheels?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, marshmallows are.
The difference is Malamar's is made with real dark chocolate, so they only ship in the wintertime.
Interesting.
You can't get them in the summertime.
We knew we'd have a way to class it up.
Somebody to
I
let us
like
know
pinwheels.
we're
I have
not,
them flown in.
we're not
Dave's like-
Malamar worthy.
Dave's like, trust me, I'm pretty sure you've never had a real
Yeah.
Malamar.
They don't sell them to people like you.
you wouldn't. Let's just say you wouldn't be able to get them.
Yeah, when I said the pinwheel thing, Dave's like, "Oh, pinwheels are great for you." Yeah,
Yeah, that's really nice.
That's
that
a
you have
great
the
starter
pinwheel.
cookie.
That's
That's a great,
fantastic.
yeah. That's a great budget starter cookie.
fantastic.
Well, they're pretty expensive too.
My dogs love pinwheels.
Oh man, you gotta start a war there.
Do the dogs ever get any human food, Dave?
All the time,
What's their favorite thing?
but they don't get chocolate. I don't
well,
give
yeah,
them-
of course.
No,
that's not good for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, what they love is a banana.
Oh,
They
okay.
absolutely love bananas.
Huh.
It's
Watermelon,
banana time.
almost
Now
any
I
fruit.
remember.
And yeah, banana
It's
time.
banana
Now I
time.
remember.
Every morning. Let's come out. We're going downstairs. It's banana time.
I have a dog that will literally eat.
I forgot about banana time.
Dog sitting for rain and snowflake, and the only instruction is just says, "Don't forget banana time."
Banana
That's right.
time. I have a dog that will sit there and just eat spinach if you give it to him.
Really?
He will eat He will eat anything, vegetable, fruit, you name it. He'll eat it. And he begs for it. He loves it. Lettuce. Loves lettuce.
He's a little
He's a
Popeye
goof.
sailor
Yeah,
man.
he's a goof, man. I've never had a dog that would eat vegetables other than carrots. Like they like carrots because they're crunchy
Yep,
and they're kind of
carrots are
sweet.
big.
But I've never had another dog before in my life that will eat literally anything.
Does Lucy have a favorite food?
Ice cream
Okay.
and like whipped cream, anything
Yeah.
creamy.
Yeah,
She gets a little aggressive actually.
Do they have
She
they have,
can't
like, they
any.
have a cat version of like popsicles?
Not that I've ever seen.
It's just the same thing, basically. Like
Is
if
it?
you go get a pup cup from
Yeah.
Starbucks, it's just like whipped cream.
No, I'm
in a
talking
cup.
about like the
That's
brands
all
in
it
the
is,
store,
yeah.
but yeah, I'm sure it's just the same thing, right?
Yeah. Gigi loves French fries and tortilla chips.
All right.
She will like take those out of your mouth while you're eating them. Like she's obsessed with them.
There's a lot of disturbing stories.
And mayonnaise. She loves mayonnaise. Apparently it's because so cats are very
How did
sensitive.
She get mayonnaise?
You drop some mayonnaise and she goes crazy for it.
Like you do.
Like you do.
Duh.
Apparently
You don't have a mayonnaise puddle at your house?
Apparently it's because cats are very
slipping on mayo.
Cats are very sensitive to fat. So like mayonnaise has a lot of fat content in it, and like French fries have a lot of fat to them.
So they like that.
Yeah. They love it. It's their favorite.
They'd love a Malamar.
Can't identify.
They love a Malamar.
Too bad she's a Godfrey cat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, we're not getting Malamars. Yeah. I tell her that every day.
Dave, when
Daddy can't afford Malamars, baby. I'm sorry.
Daddy can't afford Malamars.
Dave, have you ever given any of your dogs like chocolate cake when it was their time? Like we gave Augie chocolate cake as they were putting him down.
No, but I know
It's the
I
worst
have
banana time ever.
I have made some special meals for them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aw.
Beef Wellington.
that would be worth it. They'd be happy.
A nice dry red.
Yeah.
Then they look at you going
I'd
like,
be did you get this from Gordon Ramsay?
You wine in the dog bowl.
That's how they roll in Laguna. Oh, funny. I love how we can take each other down sociologically.
I know.
So easily.
Yeah.
So easily. Yeah, going both ways.
That's what friends are for.
Oh, well, if I'm poor, you're rich, then okay. Dave, how we looking rest of the week?
We're getting back into an unsettled stretch. It's not tonight. Tonight's beautiful again. Beautiful evening. There could be a shower or thunder shower here and there tomorrow, but overall, partly sunny day. Still nice, 84 degrees. No real problems Wednesday night. Thursday night, and Friday, a slow-moving cool front moves in. It kind of gets stuck, and then it washes out. So we're going to see periods of rain and thunderstorms Thursday night, Friday. Some heavy rain possible. It's not a real severe weather setup, but heavy rain is possible again. Mid-80s. Then we go quiet for the weekend. Saturday, we start to warm up. Still not extreme. Partly sunny, 89 degrees. Sunday, sunny. The afternoon, we should hit 95, and that continues Monday and at least Tuesday of next week. It's going to be around for a couple of days.
Okay. Dave, what's the worst day for a game this week? What evening? Does Thursday look especially?
Yeah, Thursday evening game. Is it an evening game or is it a day game?
Evening game.
Okay. That'll be a tough one.
Okay.
That'll be tough to get in.
Okay.
As far as
Boy,
that could be a rain out.
I would hate to have a doubleheader on Friday.
Well, Fridays.
That would be
Fridays.
It's a different series.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah. So
Thwarted again.
yeah, they're either going to really start that. They might change the start time. If it looks really terrible, they could go early in the day on Thursday because Arizona does not want to come back to town later in the year because they don't come back.
Now
the problem is that the rain will be around
All
on
day.
much of the day on Thursday, so they don't have a lot of windows there.
No, they do not.
Can you change that?
But they'll hold it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dave,
can
can you
you
put in
make a call?
Can we submit a
You push
ticket?
that.
For a Malamar, absolutely.
Yeah, there's some Malamars in it
There's
for
some
you.
Malamars in it for you if you can put in a word.
Don't tell them that we don't know how to get those. Don't make promises we can't keep.
He'll see right through us.
He knows we can't get them.
Keebler doesn't make Malamars.
I think it's Nabisco. I think
What?
I think Nabisco makes.
Figured it'd be
Malamars.
something we hadn't heard of.
We don't get Nabisco here.
Didn't Sue go to a summer camp sponsored by Nabisco?
Yeah, and she had Cookie Crisp for breakfast every morning.
That's
And that's why she doesn't like Cookie Crisp.
Dude, Cookie Crisp was pretty good though.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but Cookie Crisp outside in like a humid 90-degree
Every morning
morning.
for like the
fine.
6 weeks she was there.
Sounds like heaven.
I love Sue. She's the best. Like, I don't know. That's like such an amazing story.
So many
Sue, why don't
things
you
like
like
that.
Cookie Crisp? It's so delicious.
So many things like that have happened to Sue.
Yeah.
Like she's had.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it.
All righty.
Just had Neil Gelman on of Mark and Neil Gelman of eXp Realty earlier this hour, and he was telling us about the state of the market here in St. Louis. And kind of sounds like what I've been saying is pretty accurate. You know, it's like down here, up there, low inventory. The nicer your home is, your better chance of selling it. But of course, Mark and Neil are going to list any home at any price. I mean, not, any. It's got to be, quality. But if you have had an inkling about selling your home, and maybe just out of fear of what's coming, fear is a pretty good motivator. If you don't know what we're going to look like in the fall or spring, or how the economy is going to be, or if there's going to be some black swan event kind of thing that's going to really screw you, and you want to take your best shot at a good deal now, just talk to the Gelmans. First, go to thegelmanteam.com, front page, put in your address. They'll give you a number. Let's say that you're thinking your house is worth $600, and they come back at $625. Oh, interesting. That's worth the conversation. Or they come back at $550. That's really worth the conversation. Like, what the hell you mean $550? It should be worth every bit of $6. They're good people. They're hard chargers. They just work their butts off. To find out what the team thinks your house is worth right now, again, front page of thegelmanteam.com, 314-336-1991.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
We got a jam in North County right now, eastbound 270. I think we'll call it almost West Florissant all the way to the Chain Rocks Bridge. We had road work and a lane down through there. If you're on eastbound Highway 70 downtown, you're backed up from about West Florissant. There's an injury crash just before Salisbury. Only the left lane is open past that one. We had a crash on 55 northbound near McNutt. It's jammed back pretty close to Highway A. Southbound's backed up north of M in pockets down through that same area right now, so it's tough going there. Eastbound 44, they picked up that road work into St. Clair. There's just a little bit of a backup, maybe a half mile or so approaching the west side of the city limits at this time. Westbound Highway 70, slow 94 to Zumbel. If you're on westbound 64, Kings Highway headed all the way out to Hanley's, kind of slow. Clarkson to Topgolf, and it backs up from Winghaven, pockets out to Highway 70. South 270, 364 to Doherty, Ferry 44 to Gravois, the busiest. On the Illinois side, we have a jam. Eastbound 64, 111 to 157, and northbound 255 approaching 5570, bumper to bumper out through Horseshoe Lake Road. I'm Roger Brand in the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Honey, I found the one.
Oh, I thought I was the one.
Oh, you are, but this one's certified, background check, shows up on time, and can install all the ceiling fans.
Heating, cooling, electrical, and plumbing. Trusted pros who do it right.
The soundtrack of classic rock is coming to Hollywood Casino Amphitheater August 6th. Leonard Skinner and Foreigner joining forces for one epic night of legendary hits and unforgettable memories. It's the Double Trouble Double Vision Tour. From Sweet Home Alabama to Cold as Ice. Don't miss your chance to experience these two Rock and Roll Hall of Fame acts in one incredible show. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
Are moles tearing up your yard? Don't let these lawn invaders turn your beautiful property into a mess. Rottler Pest Solutions offers professional mole control services to protect your lawn from damage. Visit Rottler.com today to schedule your free inspection.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog. Well, they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are front paws hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
There's an old joke about Uncle Sam's new tax short form. The first line says, "How much did you make?" The next line says, "Send it in." Really? Not that funny, but that's what a lot of people do in retirement. They take money out of their 401k or IRA and end up sending it in when they pay taxes. Steve All of the All Financial Group invites you to take their tax challenge. What if your current plan included thousands of dollars in unnecessary taxes and fees? Or maybe higher Medicare premiums or a lower Social Security check? What if the savings you realized could allow you to retire early? Wouldn't you want to know about that right now? Take the All Financial Group Tax Challenge and find out. There's no charge. Call Steve today at 636-230-8824. That's 636-230-8824. Or online at yourmoneymattersstl.com.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Steve All, NPN number 153-07419.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
.352 DGS. Kev, what did you read about George Washington that pissed you off?
It wasn't about him. It's more about how people play this weird game of like, what would George Washington think of this modern thing that we have to deal with? And it's such a silly game to play because he wouldn't understand many of the things that were there that we're dealing with. But this guy was there was somebody who made this point on Twitter. It was, imagine having to explain to George Washington that America can't prevent illegal aliens from voting. And then a historian chimed in and said, well, in George Washington's time, there were no American citizens at the beginning. Nobody was a citizen. You were British citizens. And so therefore, he wouldn't have had a concept of what we're talking about because everybody in the country at that time was either pretty close to an immigrant or within a generation or two. It wasn't that long. I mean, I know it was longer than I'm giving it, but you get what I'm saying. And that they wouldn't have seen the world the same way because it wasn't the same way. We didn't have 250 years of history. We didn't have what we would now call Americans. Everybody then was still something else and adapting to a, quote, new land, the new world, so to speak. But then it just made me think about, like, why do we do this? Why do we play this game where we're like, what would the founding fathers think of whatever the thing is in 2026? They would be blown away because they wouldn't understand any of it. Because they don't have the 250 years of context in between then and now, which is why we have changed things as we've gone, because we've learned things they could not have possibly known. And I just wonder why we do this. Mm-hmm. Why do we play that? Other than like a just for giggles exercise, just like, boy, wouldn't it blow their minds to see this? I mean, like, okay, if it's an entertaining thing, but if you think you're making a real point, you're really not, because nobody 250 years ago could conceive of any of this.
And it's also the implication that, like, well, whatever they say is the right answer. And it's like, why? Why is it that this group of men, like, there's no way they could have ever gotten it wrong, so we have to keep looking at things through their lens forever? Like, that we wouldn't really apply that to anything else.
Yeah. No, I think the founding fathers deserve a great deal of respect and appreciation, but they're not religious figures.
No.
Right. That's a good way to put it.
They were just men.
But
they were just men.
It's also such a weird thing to do, to take a modern concept and try to make someone from that far back and make it seem like they would have a take on it.
Yeah.
They wouldn't. They'd be confused. They wouldn't understand most of these things.
Yep. Tell you guys about my friends at First Missouri Credit Union. Steve is the CEO over there. You can always find him in his office. Very cool guy. Very, very nice man. And, they say that things go from the top down, and I think that's a good indication because Steve is exceptionally courteous and really cares about the members of First Missouri Credit Union. By the way, it's called First Missouri because it was literally the first credit union in Missouri. Back then, they were all associated with the church and in a church basement, and we were no different.